Hello.
Yes, sir.
We are here. Giant State of Mind hasn't seen each other in a while, man. What's good?
Yeah, what's up, man? What's up, everybody? What's up, Nick Nation? Yeah, what's up?
Like some changes going over there, man. I can see your eyes. I can see your face is glowing. You got the hat and shit. What's new over there?
It's funny because if you read the top of the hat, it says Arkham Asylum.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people think you belong there. Like a Knicks
That's why
twin
I
or
put it
something.
on, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, but yeah, salute, man. Appreciate being on here today. Let's talk.
Yeah, man. What's good?
What's
What's good with you, man? What's new? What's new? With you? Anything new?
um
Anything new going on? I didn't hear it, but I heard people was talking about it that you was snapping on some cats in the Twitter Spaces. What's going on in the Twitter Spaces, man?
Nah, Twitter Spaces is. Here's my thing about Twitter Spaces. It's about the same convos over and over and over. So you try to like get past certain stuff,
Yeah.
and I was snapping at dudes because you know like shut the fuck up about Donovan Mitchell. It's over. Like we gotta move on. We got who we got on the team right now, and it's just time to move on. That's the reason why I was snapping at dudes. It's the same repetitive convo over and over. And when I had a Twitter Spaces yesterday, when I held one, I just tried to talk about different things. You know what I'm saying? Try to shed light on the team and try to talk about Quentin Grimes and Cam Reddish, but not pinning them against each other.
Yeah.
Basically. So that's what I tried to do. But
Yeah, man. That's the main thing. Like not putting the players against us and us against each other and all that stuff. At this point in time, like everybody is waiting because I mean you see the media, you see how the media is crying like because they can't get into the room to ask RG a stupid ass question. They fiending for like this guy Berman was on the Knicks fan Brazil show.
yeah.
And he's over there. They can't even understand what the hell he's saying. He's over there crying over there. Oh, they need to put it in there. I would have asked him a great question. Like get out of here, man. Come on, man.
Uh,
We're tired of it. Ain't we? Like you just said it. It's so many words. We're tired of that already. It's over.
I mean, I try to listen. I agree with James Dolan as far as like banning the media from interviews. That's why I really don't care. Like I have no beef with James Dolan doing this because y'all always view us in a negative light. Y'all always post negative articles about the Knicks. Y'all always talk down about any executive we have, black or white. Y'all always talk about James Dolan. These people then said James Dolan is racist and all this garbage that we always hear. And the Knicks is the team that has hired the most minorities in the NBA, and that's something I value. And I told somebody on Twitter earlier, like they was like, "Yo, Dolan needs to sell a team." I have no beef with James Dolan.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm not a '90s Knicks fan. I'm a 2000s Knicks fan, and I just have no beef with him. He's put minorities in positions to succeed, and he's hired the most. Like, what are we complaining for? Like, he's stepped away from butting into Nick issues and Nick trades, right? Because if it was up to James Dolan, he would have definitely got Donovan Mitchell in the building. Like, if it was up to him. So, James Dolan is allowing his guys to do their job, and I just have no beef with him. So him banning the media, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with him throwing out Charles Oakley. I have no problem with stuff like that, bro. Just me personally.
Right. Because I mean, the thing is, we don't know what happened with Charles Oakley. All we know is visually what happened. And then people are going about, oh, I love the Knicks because of Charles Oakley. Look at what he did to Oakley. But listen, you don't know the context. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to allow that to destroy us. And then you hear every time Charles Oakley says something about the Knicks, he got something crazy to say. And all he's doing is dividing us and drawing attention to us and causing that traditional media swirl. So like you said, man, with the Donovan stuff, we got to put it to bed. We got to put all that shit to bed because none of it matters. The only thing that matters is me and you right now. So with the media stuff, I'm gonna get out of the habit of saying media because we are the media. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We are the media. You know, everything that we do on Knicks Twitter, everything that we do on YouTube. Shout out to people that do it on other platforms, and there's so many different channels out there. We are the media, and then we need to conduct ourselves as such, but not like them. With the bullshit. We need to keep it real with the way that we do things as a fan base, and just bring it back to the essence and take control, because we have control now. Look at this shit.
Yeah, because I personally I don't watch ESPN. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest with you. Like I don't have cable. What I have is Wi-Fi, media stream, media stream apps on my TV, on my smart TVs, and you know, I got YouTube. So,
right.
and I got the whole Knicks got their own ESPN,
Yeah,
right? I could name off 10 pods right now that I could watch on YouTube right now that I could get a lot of Nick content from. So I don't need to watch ESPN or none of those people to get Nick's content. So that's why I've always agreed with James Dolan as far as like banning the media. Like, who the fuck are y'all?
yeah,
Y'all always put me in a negative light. Like, if you come into my establishment, my family owns a liquor business, right? So if you come into my family's liquor business and you tell my family, your liquor prices are always too high. Okay, so you don't gotta come in here, motherfucker.
right.
Come on now.
But
Come on.
at the same time too, how many things does your family do to help the community? Because there's
That's
been since me and you known each other, there's been a couple things that you've done where you had, like, events, to give back to everybody in the community. So that's the difference too. Because I mean, you don't have to pay the tickets, but at the same time, I got something for you. You know what I'm saying? I got something for the community. Like, there's gonna be something that everybody could benefit from at one point or another. Whether it be a Knicks event that we have exclusively for season ticket holders, but they didn't forget about us. They still got other stuff that they keep everybody engaged, and that's the way it should be.
yeah.
Keep it tight. Keep the bullshit out and keep it tight.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I'm not really too concerned about the media. Like, they would have asked RJ all types of nonsense questions, like, how would it feel for you to be a resident? You was almost a resident in Salt Lake City. Like, I don't want to hear stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I want to hear RJ just give me the regular company man lines that he's supposed to give me, right?
Yeah.
After he got paid.
Right.
just talk good about the company and let's move on.
But the thing is, if they ask a spicy question, like they say, "Oh, hey, they almost traded you," how does that make you feel? They traded you and then they gave you the money. Can you trust these guys?
Come
What
on.
is RJ gonna say? RJ gonna be like, "Well, I'm glad I got the contract. I'm here. I'm looking forward. I got my teammates. I'm looking
Mhm.
forward to working out for the fans, and I'm gonna have a great season." That's what he's gonna say some bullshit like that. So I mean, you
Yes.
ask a spicy question, they just gonna give you a cliche answer. So what is the point?
And it's funny because those are the type of bullshit questions I should be asking. if you want me to, if you
But you're
want me to
not gonna
keep
ask
it
that
a
question
thousand,
though. You're not gonna ask
huh?
that question. You ain't asking that question.
But I kind of can though. If it was reported that Leon Rose put RJ, Mitch, and Obi in a trade early July, but I just got off a recent pod with Schwinney and those guys. Shout outs to those guys on the Strickland. And they said they don't believe that. They don't believe the Knicks was the first to make the offer. Who am I supposed to believe?
I don't
So,
believe nothing the media say. Period.
so what we got to go off of, bro. We got to go off of what we watch from the whole Nick community, Nick content creators, right? Watch what we watch from our own eyes, and then we give our own assumption.
Well, aside from assumption, we know the business though. We know it's the
Yeah.
business of basketball. If RJ said to himself with his camp, same thing like KP. KP said, "Yo, man, I need some more clout up in this piece." You know what I'm saying? So Nick said, "All right, bye." So then he just conducts his business the way he wants to. That's the way he should do it. So I mean, RJ could have been like, "Well, listen, I don't want to resign with you guys. I'm gonna wait till my contract's up and I'm gonna do my thing." But that's the business. That's just the business. The Knicks can't take it because the Knicks can be spicy and try to hold it against them. But I mean, these guys, everybody's entitled to take care of their career the way they want to. Just like the Knicks are entitled to run their franchise the way they want to. So
Yeah.
but in between, like, even though there could be friction and all these just bad blood and stuff like that, it don't have to be that way. You know,
Mhm.
it don't have to be that way. Same thing, like me and you can curse each other out, but then it's like, all right, see you Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Or I see you next week or whatever whatever you're gonna do it. It don't, there's a understanding, there's an understanding
Yeah.
in business and stuff. That's all.
Yeah, like I have no like even if they had offered RJ in this deal, like I'm kind of really not mad at it. That's just good business. That's what you're supposed to do. The thing that was egregious to me was the whole Quentin Grimes is untouchable talks. No disrespect to Quentin Grimes, but I can't,
Yo, stay.
I'm
My bad.
sorry.
My bad, bro. But you see this shit?
I'm sorry, but throwing out no, that's not criminal. Oakley was supposed to get thrown out, brother. I'm so sorry.
The thing that annoys me about it is that like if you play for the team and he kicked out your wife or your parents, that's not the same thing. Now we're not talking about that Charles Oakley touched or Dolan touched Charles Oakley's booty hole or something like that. That's not what happened. Like we don't know the problems that these guys have behind closed doors, and it's not my problem. It's not my business. If Oakley, whatever, something happened, security is there. All right, listen, Oakley, you got to leave. You know what I'm saying? Because Oakley knew that he wasn't supposed to be there because they banned him already. But he went and bought his own ticket and just showed up. You know what I'm saying? So if he's walking through there, of course, security is gonna let him in because I'm quite sure they like this. Yo, man, Oakley's here. Oh shit, Oakley's here. Fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, hope Dolan don't see him. Come on. And then they find out the motherfucker sitting right behind Oakley. All right, Oakley did this shit on purpose. He did it on purpose because he could have sat anywhere in the arena and they probably would have left him alone. But he chose to sit right behind Oakley. So he's fucking with Dolan. That's one thing to say about that. But I mean, petty bullshit, right?
Bullshit. It's poppycock. Like we gotta. Come on. Yeah.
What you just told me before we started, right? If somebody's going too crazy with you on whatever, what you gonna do?
What as far as like on
social media, if somebody say some spicy shit to you, what you gonna do?
I have no problem with you talking spicy. It's just that since I'm on my third Twitter profile, like if you continuously going spicy, then I kind of have to block you to protect myself.
There's somebody made a whole Yu-Gi-Oh card with your face on this shit, man. I got to block you, brother.
I got to block you. Like it's certain stuff that I can't continuously go on about, with this Knicks team. Like, I know we pretty sure gonna get into it in a little while, but like I'm just so sick and tired of the media trying to paint James Dolan and the Knicks in a bad light, and it's kind of garbage to me that they talk about the Knicks in this way. Mark Berman, you could complain all you want, but at the same time, like you got to stop writing negative pieces about the Knicks. Maybe if you write something positive, the casual Knick fan will have something to look at and read that's positive. But no, you guys always write negative articles. So when you always writing something negative, people will perceive the Knicks as being negative. So it goes hand in hand.
Yo, Dennis with Dwayne is still talking about this shit. But look, guess what I'm gonna do? I got to block you, brother. You know what I'm saying? You need to listen to what people are saying to you. You know what I'm saying? Because now, like having this conversation with him about Charles Oakley, what is that doing? Confusing the whole situation. This is not about Charles Oakley, but he want to go hard about talking about Charles Oakley, man. Why don't you go find Charles Oakley? You know what I'm saying? Go find him.
It's about the media, brother, and it's about how the media treats the Knicks. And like fans, you don't really need ESPN and none of those guys to get Knicks content. You come here, you could go to Eagles pod, you go to Mons, you go to anybody's pod, man. Sports Live TV is on right now on my fucking flat screen. Shout outs to Sports Vibes TV, my God. It's come on. You would get so much Knicks content.
He's like your doppelganger. He looks a lot like you, man.
Oh, come on.
I think so? You guys look a lot alike, man. I peep a show too. I dig the way he does it. You know what I'm saying. We were definitely two different styles, but I dig the way he does this shit over there. He does good stuff. But he looks just like you. He's like the Kang variant of State and shit.
Oh man, shout out to Sports Vibes, man. That's my guy. I did a couple pods with my guy, man.
Okay.
But the media be on some BS, man. Eru, can you please play the Donovan Mitchell interview? So we can, yes. So we could no the one with yes. So we can nip this. So we can nip this in the butt. Pause. I wanna put this to
It's in
bed.
the bud. Like it's like
The
like a
bud.
rose, you know what I'm saying? Nip it in the bud. Not nip it in the butt. That's a little
I mean,
problematic.
I mean,
That's a
all
little
right, we got
problematic. Fire for that. Fire for that.
oh man, but
Oh shit.
but let's kill a noise with this Donovan. Let's talk Donovan real quick.
All right, let's get busy. Where's the play button? I think you just tapped the screen, right?
You know, the number one speculation as far as where you're headed was New York, where you're from. What is or was your interest in going to New York?
Yeah, obviously, all summer I wouldn't say much, but for me it was, once Rudy got traded, I kind of saw the writing on the wall. It's kind of, I think we all did, and I think we understood we had a good run. I kind of had a feeling I was going to get moved. Like I said, I thought it was New York. I'm not going to lie to y'all, but obviously, who doesn't want to be home next to their mom? And I've lived at home since I was like in 8th grade. I've been at boarding school and whatnot, so it'd have been nice. But like I said, for me, once I found out I got traded and what we're going into, like that trumped everything for me. Like I said, I'm truly excited to be here, to be part of this group, to be a part of the city. Y'all saw I had the Cavs jersey on when I was like 5, 6, whatever it was. But I was a LeBron fan.
Eru, stop the damn video.
My man,
stop the damn
St.
video.
Cleveland
Eru,
Cavaliers.
please. Eru, stop.
You don't want to hear the bullshit. That's the bullshit.
Eru.
Yeah, but I feel him though, man. Because when I was a kid, I used to wear the Golden State Warriors jerseys, because for whatever reason, because I was a kid.
Eru.
You're entitled to do that though.
That was one of the most disappointing interviews
man,
I've heard in a while. It was disgusting to hear. I apologize to all Knicks fans about this whole Donovan Mitchell ordeal. I apologize to you, Eru, if we had our differences on this. Danny Ainge was dealing in bad faith. That's what I got from that. When you work in a hospital for 6 years, body language. And his body language right there was, Danny Ainge told me I was going to New York, and he said, you know what? Fuck that. I'm sending you to Cleveland, Ohio. That's what that told me right there. And Leon Rose was not trying to give up the house, and I respect it. And I apologize. I felt he was wrong for not trying to get Spider-Man. It felt depressing hearing Spider-Man in Cleveland, but I was wrong. I was definitely wrong on that. Just going off the body language and how he presented himself today and said what he said, even the wine horse. Danny Ainge, man, that's dealing in bad faith. He didn't want to send him to the Knicks. He's the Celtics to the core.
Yeah.
You don't like the Knicks, man? Come on.
Back to Donovan with this shit, man. You could see, it hurt, man. Because I mean, he could say, that he had Cleveland jerseys back and whatever. That's just him trying to clean it up because the media guy is trying to spin something, so he's trying to spin it back. So that you're just trying to be nice. He's a good kid, man. He's trying to be good. But it hurt, man. He loved New York. He he's always in the Mets facilities, in the off season and whatever. He's always in New York, so he definitely wanted to be a Knick. But nothing you could do. So same thing, like we trying to say, put this to bed. He put it to bed too. He said, "Listen, man, fuck it. I'm here. I got a good point guard. I got some young guys with me. I'm here. Fuck it. That's basically what all he could say, really.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him, but I'm also happy for us. I'm happy for us because me and you had we had a couple conversations about the wing position, and me and you was talking about Evan Fournier, Cam Reddish, and Quentin Grimes, and I was dominant with you early on. Like, I don't need to see Evan Fournier no more, and I thought Evan Fournier was going to be in Utah. So now that I know that he's not going to be in Utah, it's up to Quentin Grimes and Cam Reddish to actually beat this guy out for minutes, and actually beat this guy out. And it's two separate narratives. And I just want to tackle the whole Quentin Grimes narrative, and I want you to tell me if I'm wrong or not on the way I feel about this. But Quentin Grimes averaged six points last season, 2 and 1. Right? When you hold him out of trade negotiations for a guy that averaged 20 points, since his rookie year, since Allen Iverson, that tells me that you have utmost confidence in this kid, right? I sent you a picture on Instagram about the highest point jump averages in the NBA history. If you could share that, please.
Oh, you just sent it just now?
I've been sent that. It's definitely there though, for sure. And I want to believe in Quentin Grimes. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not interested in talking to you about Cam Reddish starting, because if Cam Reddish beats out Quentin Grimes, that's another knock on Leon Rose, because you held Quentin Grimes untouchable in these Donovan Mitchell trades. So I want to see. I want to see it. You know, I'm rooting for the kid. Defender. I liked what I seen from last season, even though the box scores don't match what you see with your eyes. But at the same time, Quentin Grimes could be a special player. You never know. I just don't want to sit here and doubt him. But at the same time, when you make him untouchable for Donovan Mitchell, hey, the gloves are if you thought the Panthers was off for RJ, they're definitely off. I'm not giving RJ no excuses next season. None whatsoever. And I love RJ. Quentin Grimes? Eru, if he scores under 10 points, we're going to be having a discussion. Every single podcast. What?
Well, you made a point though. I mean, the guys had to beat dudes out. Here's one thing too. I'll throw a guy there because everybody's talking about Cam Reddish. Look at this kid right here. The kid that Brunson is talking to.
Farron Hunt. Shout outs to Farron Hunt.
Now listen, skill set, Farron Hunt is a nobody. Farron Hunt is a nobody. But at the same time, people get better. It's not about who got the most skill. It's about who got the most work ethic. Now, if I'm looking at work ethic,
can I give you two examples?
Yeah.
Patrick Beverley, PJ Tucker, both went overseas, both came back to the league, both carved out great NBA careers, in my opinion.
Yeah, but aside from that, there's a lot of players that did the same thing, like you just said, and not just came back to be role players. They came back and dominated. Shout out to Anthony Mason. Anthony Mason was one of those guys early in his career. Steven Jackson was one of those guys early in his career, and they went on to develop to become something more than they should have been. Anthony Mason, dribbling and all this other stuff, becoming like the first one of the first like really point power forwards and stuff like that. He's a revolutionary to the game and shit. Steven Jackson as well. Steven Jackson could have been in a lot of places, not to tell you the truth, Steven Jackson.
Right.
But he ended up,
Can you real quick, Eru?
Yeah.
Damn, I keep calling you my fault, man. Can you give me some Anthony Mason history real quick, man, please? Anthony Mason was, from what I was told at my job, is Anthony Mason was like Draymond Green a little bit. He could bring up the ball. He could do a little bit of everything. Can you give a little history lesson on Anthony Mason real quick? Like, how the hell did he get on the Knicks? And, like, what was his, like, main role on the Knicks when he actually was on the Knicks?
Well, it's context is everything, So I mean, John Starks is under the same cloth. Chris Childs is under the same cloth. There's quite a few. Say Mario Elie. There's quite a few players that came up in the NBA that came from that cloth where there was no G League. You know what I'm saying? So if you didn't do well in college, you didn't make it into the NBA, you was gone. You was overseas. You was playing in Puerto Rico. You was playing in Guatemala. You was playing wherever somebody would let you play. They had the CBA. And the CBA was crazy. CBA, the guys were playing in the rec room gyms and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So in order to get seen, you had to go so crazy. So I mean, that's what Mason did. Mason played in all these different leagues, in Puerto Rico and stuff like that, and Venezuela, I think he played in, a couple different places, man. So these guys were they literally were diamonds in the rough. They literally that's where the terms come from. It comes from that era, diamonds in the rough. So when she came here, the thing like I'm trying to say with Farron Hunt, just for working hard, he surprised a lot of people because Anthony Mason wasn't supposed to make the Knicks, because he already had his shot with the Nets. He didn't make it, but then when he made it to when he got to the Knicks, his second chance, he made sure that everybody saw him and made sure the Knicks kept him.
Yeah. You want to know what's so crazy? Like, I like that. I kind of like that comparison as far as like the Starks journey, the Anthony Mason journey to like a guy like Farron Hunt? Because what if he does make the roster, and what if he does carves out a good, role on the Knicks? Shout outs to Farron Hunt, man. He actually joined us on a Knicks Spaces the day before yesterday, and I like the fact that he interacts with the fans. I like the fact that most of the Knicks players are interacting with the fans, not just Farron Hunt. Like, I like the fact that RJ Barrett, he came up under one of my tweets, which was surprising to me because I didn't think like Knicks players was like that. And the fact that RJ Barrett replied to me, the fact that Mitchell Robinson had replied to Jay directly, it shows that Knicks players are watching. The fact that Julius Randle was on Twitter, was on Instagram, actually replying back to Knicks fans, that's a positive for me. That shows that they're tapped in, like they know what we want. Like we're a very passionate fan base, and I seen earlier when the Knicks shared the whole Julius Randle wall post thing, and a lot of Knicks fans is like, no, don't share it and stuff like that. But I just trying to be positive and stuff like that. Like, I'm kind of glad like we got the players that we got. Like, none of them are guys that's they don't seem too high maintenance. They don't seem too untouchable. Like, these guys are actually interacting with the fans, and they seem like good kids. Randall's a whole he's a family man. Derrick Rose is a family man. I don't know what Isaiah Hartenstein does, but I know he punches trees and shit because he looks like a tough German. So I know he doing something crazy.
He's a family guy too. He's married to his lady also, so he's doing his thing too.
That's great. That's great. And he's 24, so that tells me that he's mature beyond his age.
Well, check this, man. Ain't no players sliding in these reporters' DMs anymore. They're not. They used to have those guys on the phone and they call them to get scoops and stuff like that. They don't do that no more. It's a new day. So now, instead of talking to the media guys that they can't stand talking to, they just rather talk to you straight. Go on Twitter and see who's talking about me. Boop. Stays talking shit about me. That ain't true, bro. Boop. Oh, shitty. I can't believe. Listen, believe it. You don't believe it. These guys are not afraid to be around us. They in the street. They in the street walking around.
And that's why
fans are just running into these cats.
That's a fact, and that's why I could respect like guys like Farron Hunt and guys like Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, all these guys, like all my Knicks players. Like every player on my team, like I could respect the roster that they got together because all of these guys is high character, and I like the way that they don't be in the media and they don't. And as far as like being in the media, they're never in trouble and stuff like that. Yeah. So I appreciate stuff like that. But Quentin Grimes, he's untouchable.
Yeah.
So we gotta find out. Go ahead.
Want me to post that picture that you said?
Yes.
That has to do with Quentin Grimes?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, this picture, right? The reason why I sent this to Eru is because Quentin Grimes has a chance to be a part of NBA history. So when I say a part of NBA history, these are the players that had the biggest jumps in points per game in NBA history. Now, we all know that Grimes averaged 6 points last season. So if management believes in him, I feel like they're going to put him in a position to succeed and get the shots that he needs. So on this list, I see Devin Booker, Gail Goodrich, DeMar DeRozan, Reggie Miller, LaMarcus Aldridge, Jerry Stackhouse, Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Martin, Rick Barry, Antoine Jameson, Jim Paxson, Michael Adams, Zach Randolph, Wilt Chamberlain, Nate Archibald, Bob McAdoo, Jerry West, CJ McCollum. He has a chance.
Yeah, I see it. I mean, history is there. So when people say stuff, like it's not you don't have to bring it from imagination. You could just pull it, like you just told me, pull this up, you put it up there, you could see it. It has happened. Look at CJ McCollum. That's the first name that I saw. 6.8 points, and then he went to 20.
Yeah.
You understand? I could see because they're kind of similar. I want to say, but him and CJ are very similar because I see CJ as a shooting guard, but he has a lot of point guard skills too. He's good at play. He could play off the ball and that type of thing. I could see him being kind of like a CJ. It's not that far from the imagination.
So my comp for Danny, my comp for Quentin Grimes was Danny Green, but if he reaches like his ceiling, I got Michael Finley, Michael Redd, and I got Katino Mobley. When I think of Quentin Grimes, like those are the three guys like I instantly think of. Great shooting guards, by the way. Like I grew up in the era with great shooting guards. And matter of fact, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
And this is to the whole Quentin Grimes and shooting guard position. Can you say that today's era of shooting guards is probably like the worst collection of eras that you've seen? As far as like if you group them into the 90s from 1990 to 2000, 2000 to 2010, 2010 to 2020, is this like the worst collection? Because to me, this is the worst. As far as like talent, spunk,
Well, I mean, there's been eras, where there's the talent seemed like it was, not as popular not as popular, but not as popping. I want to say like in the 80s, maybe the 80s, there probably wasn't really like the 80s and maybe early 90s. There wasn't really like a lot of guards like that, shooting guards. But I mean, it really depends on how you look at it. Because like say like a guy like Mitch Richmond, he's one of the greatest shooting guards ever, but he always played on shitty teams. His teams never won. And then you talk about Run DMC. I think Run DMC that shit only lasted like 2 seasons.
One season, I believe.
Yeah, or whatever, like 1.5. Then they started trading them. So during the 90s or so, there wasn't really like a lot of because like all the major teams. If you think of Sacramento, they had Doug Christie. Doug Christie wasn't a big major shooting guard.
No, serviceable. He was good. Yeah, he was damn good. I love Doug Christie. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah. Shout out to John Starks, but John Starks was trash, to tell you the truth. He was just like, he used to get hot, and that year that he went to the All-Star game, he was only averaging 17 points per game.
But all right. Who's the best shooting guard in today's NBA?
Ah, man, that's crazy. That's
look. Yeah. You can't even give me a direct name.
I can't. Yeah, you can't really do it. I mean, it's all the same, the same names that everybody keep talking about. But when you say their names, it's like, like my man in Phoenix, right? Booker.
Devin Booker?
Yeah. When you say it,
Roy over him.
Yeah.
Easy. Go to 2010. Kobe, Wade, probably AI, probably your top 3. What?
Yeah, and then some people put T-Mac in that position too. They had him at two guard.
I didn't even mention T-Mac. If he was a shooting guard in today's NBA, he'll be the best shooting guard by far. It's not even close.
Vince Carter played a lot of shooting guard when he was with the Nets. He was crazy. I didn't know that Vince Carter had a handle until he got to the Nets. When he got to the Nets, he was crossing cats like crazy and then jump up and banging on you.
Yo, like that whole era. Even Ray Allen, he's probably like your 7th best shooting guard.
Yo, but you say that, but Ray Allen during the time, even though there might have been like 7 dudes better, that motherfucker when he was with the Bucks, he was a beast, bro.
Yeah.
He was a beast. That Bucks team is underrated too. You talk about Big Rob, big Dog Robinson, over there. They had a couple other guys too in the mix. Vin Baker they had over there. They had a couple different players and stuff, but I mean, he was a beast.
How can we forget Ginobili? I would never forget Ginobili.
Yeah, you can't.
Never. Ginobili was cold. What?
Nasty, man. If I could compare Ginobili's like Booker. But what I'm trying to say is that like on a championship team in that era, Booker would be off the bench the way that Ginobili was because somebody else would start.
On a good day, I might take Ginobili over Booker. On a good day, you ask me, I might take Ginobili over Booker. Yeah, with all due respect.
He was erratic. He was a little bit erratic sometimes, but when he was locked in, man, that motherfucker was just as good as anybody out there. Yeah.
Ginobili is cold, bro.
That's
Like,
another dude too. Nobody talks about Steve Smith before his knees went out, or before,
yeah.
excuse me, before the Knicks bust their ass in the playoffs that year. That's when his career was over. When the Knicks laid him out, him and Mutombo and them cats just ended everybody's career. What's the name? Mookie Blaylock, the point guard. All those guys was done after that fucking series. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
But Steve
Mookie
Smith
Betts
was
played
nice
that.
though. Steve Smith
Yeah,
was nice.
yeah. It's like today's era of shooting guards is so like they're not hard to beat. Like it's not a hard position to man. So when you got a guy like Quentin Grimes, it's like he could do some things. If you're looking at it from a positive standpoint, I forgot the guy's name. Where's my phone? I gotta go get my cell phone. But it was a thread that I was reading, and it was about Quentin Grimes, and was talking about why the Knicks would make him untouchable in all deals, and it was a good thread. And it was talking about Grimes, position, and it was talking about Grimes' efficiency, and it was also talking about Grimes as far as like the player he can be, and I really liked it. And as soon as Dara pulls this, yep. Shout out to Tag.
Yeah, his
IQ
actual
43.
Twitter name is IQ43. That's his actual Twitter name. Yeah,
Yes.
I do not follow him, but I gotta make sure I change that.
Yes.
Well, I do follow him. My bad. Yeah, it didn't
And
refresh. I do follow him.
Shout outs to this thread because it gives you a clear insight of why the Knicks would view Quentin Grimes untouchable, and everybody needs a 3-and-D player on their championship team. I don't care what you're talking about, like Andrew Wiggins, Danny Green. You know, you need Shane Battier. You need those type of role players that help you win championships.
Yo, Cully, I think Mookie Blaylock is locked up. I think. Google that shit. I think he just got locked up on some crazy shit. I think he got locked up on something. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mookie Blaylock had the whole. If you ever played NBA Live 2002 and 2003, he had the lock icon. He had.
Yeah, he used to steal the shit out of the ball, man. That motherfucker used to steal.
Oh man, well, Quentin Grimes. How do you feel about Quentin Grimes?
Well, remember the famous shit where I said that he was hot garbage, you know, when my first meeting with Quentin Grimes. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally on another level with that shit now, man. He's a really good player. You know, regardless of all the stats we're gonna look at, you know, like the eye test and all that stuff, the eye test and the fields and stuff like that matches up to what the numbers say. So,
Yeah.
so you know, even though we say that, like with the whole untouchable stuff, I don't really like the untouchable argument because it's like when you look at him, you feel that way though. You know, you feel like, yo, I think this guy is going to be actually pretty good. Because if you think about it, like we talked about it on the pod before, like what was the last player the Knicks drafted that went to another team and did good? It was Trevor Ariza.
Yeah, and that's not really a good narrative to harp on. That's why I don't really like bring that up, honestly.
Yeah, because I mean, people get called out on it, you know. Because if you think about it, yo, the Knicks every time they get rid of somebody, they go somewhere else and they do this. That is inaccurate. It's only Trevor Ariza.
But that's trying to slight the Carmelo Anthony trade.
Yeah.
The trade was never the problem. It was the actions after the trade that was the problem.
Right.
You know. Oh, I like this comparison right here from Harlem CEO.
Yeah,
that might be the best comparison I heard in a while. Rip Hamilton was a monster. I don't know if a lot of you kids, know about Rip Hamilton, but Rip was money from mid-range. Love Rip Hamilton's game. And these are the numbers right here. The on-ball perimeter defense. He brings a plus 1.38 value. Then 91st percentile. That's an A. The real adjusted turnover rate 0.13. That's a B. I don't really care about none of that stuff. But the on-ball perimeter defense, that's what I care about. Everything else is poppycock to me because I don't view basketball with math. Just me
neither. I don't believe in that either, man. Because I'm not, that's nerd shit. I'm not at the game with a calculator. What did he do just now? Let me put it into the thing there. Actually, like that's not how I talk. That's not how anybody should talk about the game. But there are guys that do that, man. But shout out to them. They do that thing, and if you like it, go find them because it ain't over here, man. You know what I'm saying?
The only two stats I care about on this list right here, if we want to be a little nerdy, is the on-ball perimeter defense stat and the off-ball chaser defensive stat. If you want me to be very honest with you, and both of them is an A and the other is an A minus. So, and the eye test,
summer league.
I don't need this. The eye test tells me Grimes is a hell of a defender. He can defend. That's a fact.
That's what maybe become a fan of his, because like I said, this guy is hot garbage, man. This guy's not gonna be nothing. But then after the third, by the third game of that first summer league, the first not the one that just passed. I'm talking about the one before. That first summer league, that third game, I was a fan because everything you just see on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, it was an agreement, especially what you're saying, the on ball perimeter defense. He's fantastic on ball, bro. And then what's the other one? The other one was off ball chaser.
Yes, sir.
He's fantastic going through screens, bro, and communicating and filling spaces and stuff. He's fantastic.
But what you just said matches the numbers too, because look at the ball screen navigation, right?
It's like a feature in a new Mercedes. It said, "Look at the ball, whatever, navigation." Like,
yo, Sully. I don't know if I'm saying your name wrong. I always say everybody's name wrong. I go off impact as well. I don't go off the numbers, bro. I never go off the numbers. I didn't grow up watching basketball off a calculator. I grew up in the era where your cable box had red letters on the front of it, and it was square. No, not even square. It was something, but you know what I'm talking about, you.
Listen, I remember when cable came out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jarrell. This is a good point too, because football, this analytics shit, you need it in football because football got too many players. There's too much variables and things like that that you have to worry about to balance your team, to get the team on the right path. But we're talking about 5 guys, man, 5 against 5, and everything is improvisation. Football, for the most part, football can be improvised, with the skill players. But if you put score on one team against the next team, it doesn't matter how good your quarterback is. Because look at Dan Marino. It doesn't matter how good XYZ is, but you got to have a good collective team. And then and on top of that, you got to be able to out math the other team, because the other team got all kind of clipboards and all kind of coaches and shit. So it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, football, it really matters. Like when I talk about Daniel Jones and I bring up his turnovers, like that really matters. When I bring up Daniel Jones and I say you really need a franchise quarterback in order to get far in football, that really matters. The numbers matters with your franchise quarterback. Like basketball, like you could watch the game and you could tell like when a guy is impacting the game negatively or positively, easily.
You'll check out baseball too. Baseball, you could do the same thing. You say, listen, this guy's not good on a Friday. He's usually fucked up. He missed his second start. You know what I'm saying? He got an achy wrist, so that means that his slider might be, all these little things. And then certain points of the game, we got to get his pitch count to a certain amount, and then then we could start attacking him, and then we'll move the infield. And I'm saying? All these little things that I can keep going on and on just about baseball. It does not apply with basketball. That doesn't apply.
Nope.
Yeah.
Does not apply. You don't have to use, numbers for basketball all the time, because one of my favorite basketball players of all time, Allen Iverson, he was not efficient. So it's no point in bringing up a calculator for Allen Iverson, to be honest.
That motherfucker wasn't even practicing.
Practice.
Yeah, right. That's the famous shit, right?
Oh man. But Grimes, right here it says Grimes was a great shooter. And this was interesting to me. I think this was the most positive tweet that my guy Tag sent out of the whole thread. And it basically says, for people that's listening to the audio, Grimes did nothing but shoot threes last year. 98th percentile and 3-point attempt rate. He shot 38% from 3 on 4.1 attempts and 41% on catch and shoot threes. Compared to Evan Fournier's 39% from three on 7.7 attempts from three, and 39%, well, basically 40% on catch and shoot threes. So what this tells me right there, within that one tweet, Grimes could easily fill the position role that Evan Fournier filled last year. Easily. Easily.
They're very similar, you know.
Very, very similar. It's just that guys like me and you are logical, and Tibbs is not logical,
Right?
and that's the problem.
Yeah, that's one thing we get. Like, we definitely gonna have to deal with that, because you know what's gonna happen. Like, just out of out of respect for the older player too, he's probably gonna start. What's the name? Unless Quentin Grimes pops in there and everybody goes, yo. Because Julius Randle already gave Quentin Grimes, a big endorsement without even really being asked. I was trying to say that with Farron Hunt. Farron Hunt said that he's going to be Jordan Poole. He's, they get the vibe that this guy, he's that good that he's going to break out to be something. So if they keep saying it, like Whitney Houston, they respected that. I'm just joking around and stuff, but they were saying Whitney Houston was a crackhead for like years, and people was like, not saying no crackhead, but I said, yo, bro, if they keep saying it for 20 years, you a crackhead, then man, you was a fucking crackhead, and it shot, and it came out that she really was like that, so that's a bad joke, I guess, but I mean, like, Quentin Grimes, if they keep saying the same shit about him, then something must be okay with that, something must be real with that.
I mean, hey, the numbers show it right here. I mean, and then watching Summer League, going into Quentin Grimes Summer League numbers, Grimes averaged 23 points, basically 5 rebounds and 4 assists. And in Summer League, he definitely looked better. That wasn't alarming to me. Summer League, he looked more comfortable. He looked like he was aggressive. That's what I wanted to see. I didn't care about his percentages in Summer League. I wanted him to shoot the ball and shoot the ball 30 times if you have to in Summer League. You're the guy.
Yeah.
There should be no reason why you're deferring to anybody. So
look how good he is. He's mentally to the point where he knows he got to get his guys involved. It's just that's his game. He's just a good basketball player. He got to get the shots. He could take them, but he knows that I need my guys. See, that's the difference. The logic. He's in tune with the game. He knows the game. He's smart. He's a smart kid.
Yeah, smart. Yeah, smart basketball player. That's another thing I like about Quentin Grimes. And another thing you could always appreciate is the 4.6 rebounds per game from him in Summer League. The one thing I loved about Andrew Wiggins, his whole playoff run, he rebounded the ball, bro. And he rebounded aggressively. That opened up his whole game. That's my problem with Cam Reddish and Quentin Grimes. Not RJ Barrett, because he's top 5 in small forwards in rebounds per game. But those other boys got to get more aggressive.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Another thing, just being around champions, especially Draymond Green. I'm quite sure Draymond Green, because I mean, my thing is I don't like the yelling. You don't have to yell. You can still talk to somebody in so many different ways. Well, I mean, we was talking about that offline. Before I came on here, I was doing my dad's stuff. Like my kid is doing his homework. He's having a little trouble understanding things, but he's different than my other son. So, I talk to them both the same way. If I know one can't take the yelling, but I'm gonna still yell at you or whatever. If I'm gonna say it might come off yelling, but at the same time, it's context. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, but listen, here's the lesson now. I got your attention. Here's the lesson. So that's the thing. No matter how you give the message out, there has to be a lesson. There has to be something. So I mean, Andrew Wiggins, I'm just saying all this long shit because Andrew Wiggins, he was already good already. He was averaging 20, whatever. But like we were saying with the Julius Randle, those stats don't matter. Because I mean, when it comes down to winning, you have to get your role straight. You got to know what the fuck is going on. You got to know what is at stake. You got to know what is at stake. So when you're talking about Wiggins rebounding the ball like a madman, and he was playing really good at certain points in the finals. That motherfucker was dominant, at certain stretches of the thing, man. So you don't get that clarity until somebody can get that message off to you. And once you get it, then it's like, bam, I got it, baby. Let's go.
Like Wiggins literally shut down Jason Tatum. Like literally, shut him down. He shut him down. And when he guarded Jalen Brown, he shut him down too. Literally. And that's with coaching and believing in your players. And this is why, I get on a guy like Tom Thibodeau because Thibodeau say things like, I wish I should have played Obi Toppin early in the season. Duh, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Duh, he played hard for you. That's all we want.
Yo, shout out to Paris Duggan, man. I saw a super chat earlier, man. I forgot. I just saw you just now. Sometimes we get in the mix here. I forgot all about it, man.
Oh,
Always
man.
throwing rocks at us. I mean, throwing dollars at us and stuff. I
Donovan
appreciate you, bro.
was.
Okay, he was talking about Donovan Mitchell.
I don't even care about Donovan Mitchell in 2 years. I'm thinking Giannis. In 2 years, I don't care about Donovan Mitchell. I don't even want to talk about him no more. Spider-Man is in Cleveland. I could talk about Giannis. I want the big fish now, right? We got the young core in place. I'm gonna assume that one of these boys be a superstar. I want the big fish now. I'm not interested in that.
You see what Paris said though? He said that Grimes is not Grimes. Ainge is counting on people like us to put the flames in the media and start the fire. He tried to do it. He tried to do it all summer. It really didn't work. We were arguing a lot. There was a lot of arguing going, but then just kind of tapered it off, and it's like, yo, those tactics aren't working. It's a new day now. This is not the early 2000s stuff.
Yeah, I could care less. Even though I was happy that we didn't get Donovan Mitchell, like I could care less. Like now I could really focus on an argument that I've been presenting to you for about 3 years straight, and that's playing the kids. I don't have to worry about us going all in for a superstar now. I just want to focus on the kids, and this is why I wanted to talk about Quentin Grimes today, honestly.
Well, now you have to point out who the kid is now. Where's the kid?
Wow.
Right?
That's a great question. Wow. All right. I'm glad you asked me that because you got to keep me in check, right? Because Mitchell Robinson got paid and RJ got paid. So the only kid I'm talking about is probably Quentin Grimes because he's a sophomore.
But is he a kid though?
He's the same age. He's the same age as RJ Barrett.
That's what I'm trying to say. He's already a grown man. He's been drinking already 2 years already. So I mean, legally drinking in like 2 years.
I'll say this. RJ has been in the league more years than him. Mm-hmm. So I could kind of give Grimes a little bit more leeway. But then the whole Donovan Mitchell thing makes me fight that a little bit too.
What's up with your boy Obi? Obi is old man too. The motherfucker got 2 kids. He's married and all this, man. He ain't no damn kid.
Oh, Obi. Tibbs just got to play Obi. Obi is probably one of the last people I'm worried about on the roster, to be honest with you. He's one of the last. He's going to hustle. He's going to play hard. I'm not worried about Obi, bro. It's Tibbs when it comes to Obi.
Yeah, right now, like I said, like with us putting things to bed, that kid stuff got to be put to bed because there are no kids on the team now.
No.
If our young guys are veterans. RJ is now going into his 4th season in the NBA. He got paid. He got his extension. Yeah. So I mean, the training wheels are off. Mitchell Robinson is going into his 5th year. God damn it! How many? What the hell's going on here? And then just go down the line. Like the longest tenured Knicks right now. As far as years in the NBA. Derrick Rose, that people keep forgetting that he's on the roster. Derrick Rose. The next one is Fournier. Fournier's not even 30 yet, if I'm not mistaken. If he didn't turn 30 already by now, he was 29 at the end of last season. The next one is Julius Randle. I think Julius Randle got 8 years or something like that in the NBA.
Yeah.
So where are the kids? There are no kids.
If there's one person that you want to give a little bit of leeway for, that is Quentin Grimes because he's a sophomore. But besides Quentin Grimes, none of these kids get leeway. Even with RJ Barrett, like there was a time last season in his 3rd year when he was averaging 9 points, and me and you was recording pods, and you was telling me like, "Yo, your man, he looking real bad right now." and I didn't have no excuse for him. Like I was at the point where I was like, "Yo, look, I don't know what to say. Like he's in a slump, bro. Like, what you want me to say?" So,
we didn't even draft anybody. Okay. Well, literally, if you want to talk about kids, that dude that we drafted in Duke, that's the only kid that we got.
Yeah,
he's the only developmental project that we have. So if you say play the kids, then we got to play. What's his name? Heels, whatever his name. I don't even know the motherfucker's name.
Yeah,
That's the
and
only. He might be a player too, though. Don't sleep.
Yeah, nah, I will never sleep.
Yeah.
Walt Perrin has done a great job at as far as like drafting like late round and second round and stuff like that. So I'm not really too concerned about if those late first round picks is going to like give us production. The only concern that I really be annoyed with is the opportunity and giving our kids a chance to really succeed. When I see a guy like for example, Scotty Barnes, even with Pascal Siakam and Fred VanVleet, he was able to get his shine. His coach put him in a position to succeed. That's what I want to see with our young guys. If you feel like Grimes is Ray Allen, show me. Show me. I want to see it. Give him the shots. I don't want to see RJ shooting 17 shots next season. Fuck that.
I'm laughing
Respectfully,
at these guys. That's why I'm laughing. I'm laughing at the Keel stuff. He said Keel kills his bad dope. He said kills his buns, and this one said Jeffries over kills.
Bobby God. Jared Jeffries.
Jared Jeffries. Lord.
Get him.
Get him. I can't get him. I can't get him. But I mean, Sam Holt. I keep putting this on the screen. I think this is pretty interesting, man. How many rookie contracts do we have? If you think about it, Quentin Grimes, you got Deuce, and then you got Obi, and you got Quickly, right? You see this question here by my man Holt?
Rookie contracts. So we have right now currently is Grimes, Obi's up for extension next season. Quickly is up for extension next off season. Basically only about 2 or 3, I think. Honestly. Oh, and Cam Reddish is up for extension next season. I'm praying to God every day Cam Reddish get his minutes, bro.
Not me.
Why? Oh man, why you gotta do this, man?
Listen, I'm not praying for nobody to get nothing. I'm not praying for nothing. You gotta work, baby. Like man, we trying to say, stay organized, state man. You get these motherfuckers. They gotta come up in there. You see Farron Hunt getting bodies in the little workouts they doing.
Gotta have that dog in you. You're right. I don't want to hand nobody nothing they didn't earn. I don't want it to be another Alfred Payton situation or one of these guys. And shout outs to Alfred Payton. Like I don't like crapping on him, but nobody can tell me Quickly didn't beat him out in practice. Come on, Tibbs. Get the fuck off with that bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, but quickly is not as physical as Peyton too. So you're trying to get the best out of your guys to try to get them to do what you need to do or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is with that.
It is what it is. I don't have no emotions.
I mean, since we're talking about Cam and stuff, so let's say we start training camp, right? Cam is doing his thing, then the summertime he's preparing, but Farron Hunt is preparing too. So now we're trying to get our rotation going. So now everybody's like we was talking about it with Guard Up Knicks the other night. In fact, everybody's talking about it. What's your rotation? Oh, we got to do at least 10. Oh, but Tibbs likes to do 8. So it's gonna be 8 to 10 people rotating. If we do that, somebody's gonna be the odd man out. Who is that person? We keep talking about it. Who is that person? So now here's the thing. Cam Reddish in Atlanta, he was begging for minutes. Yo, you need to play me more. You know what? Trade me. Okay, so now I'm on the Knicks. What if he does the same thing? Say, yo, man, Tom Thibodeau, you got to give me an opportunity. I said, yo, you want an opportunity? Let me tell you something, young fella. There's a kid over here named Farron Hunt. You know what I'm saying? If you want some minutes, then you need to get him off your ass. That's what you need to do.
But here's the double-edged sword to that, Eru. And this is something that me and you have always got on Tibbs about. When the fuck has it ever been about earn with him? When has it ever been about practice with him? Come on.
Not since the 90s.
We know his game. So,
but I mean, the thing now, we don't have no vets now. Now we don't have no vets.
That's
so.
What?
Technically, Cam Reddish is a vet. That's compared to Farron.
Wow. If you putting it in basketball terms, he is a vet. But the Tibbs, we talking about me and you being logical. The coach ain't logical. So Tibbs, and a vet in his eyes, you got to be 8 years or more in the league, right?
We only got 3 of them.
Evan Fournier, man.
That's 3. That's one of the 3.
Cam needs to bust his ass. I don't know if he needs to dunk on him. I don't know if he needs to curse him out or call him obscenities during practice. I don't know if he needs to deck Quentin Grimes. But them boys, they both of those two need to make sure that boy Evan Fournier is playing on the bench. For example, when we talk about Eric Spoelstra benching Duncan Robinson, I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think it's because of Duncan Robinson's non-shooting, or do you think it's because of Max Strus, an undrafted player, and guys like that actually beat him out for those minutes?
Well, you can't like Spoelstra context too. Spoelstra is literally the best coach in the NBA. You know, if like you can say top 3 best coaches, you know, forget about Pop. You know, Pop is out the equation. He's a GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Top 5. He top 5. He top 5.
Yeah, you can say he top 5, whatever. You could add a couple other guys according to whatever. But Spoelstra throughout the course of his career, he's been one of the top coaches here, right? So that's the context, right? So if you bench a guy that you spent money on, you know what I'm saying? So what do you think happened? That means that you basically are not living up to Miami Heat standards.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not living up to Miami Heat standards. You know what? And that's the same thing I'm trying to say here with Farron Hunt. If this guy Cam Reddish is talking about, hey man, I need some more minutes. Listen, man, you are not living up to you know, not just New York Knicks standard. This is the new standard. You're not living up to our standards, fam. You know what I'm saying? Go sit down next to Deuce McBride. You know what I'm saying? Wait till we trade you. You know what I'm saying? Because we already got, even without Cam Reddish, we got 10 guys already in the rotation already, bro. You know, even with you, because I can give you 10 guys and not name Cam Reddish.
Yeah, so I don't want to hand him nothing, but at the same time, like I want to make sure that I speak loudly that I want to see him play, and it's not because of I just love Cam Reddish. Like I've been telling you about Cam Reddish since 2021. Like this ain't something new. Like this is I needed an athletic wing, and he was the guy I wanted on this team. He played with RJ already. He's 6'8".
You put him into existence, man. That was incredible, bro. Let's finish arguing, and then you say, "Yo, man, we about to get him for first one." I'm like, "Stay. There's no fucking way Atlanta Hawks is going to trade Cam Reddish for a first round check. You fucking crazy, bro. Like, not even like 2 days later, you know, the breaking news: Cam Reddish is on the Knicks for Kevin Knox in the first round pick.
What?
That was you. You did that shit.
And he was the target that I wanted. Right. But what I didn't know, the curveball in this was the Knicks drafted Quentin Grimes. So I don't know how good Quentin Grimes is going to be because Tibbs played him the way he did. Come on, Mark. Stop your poppycock, man. You know I've been on YouTube, man. Stop your poppycock.
Yeah, been on YouTube for a minute. Shout out to everybody on Twitter that's looking or purposely not looking, man. Fuck you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this pod for God knows how long already, man. Get the fuck out of here with that stupid shit, man. Fucking, you know, I can say whatever I want to say. It's my fucking thing here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget you guys. We've been doing this for a minute. You know, been on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Not just on my show, you've been on other people's shows too. Like, we've been on YouTube, man.
Since 2 years ago.
People want to ban you. They want to purposely get together and ban you. How many accounts you had? You know what I'm saying? They can't stop the profit, family. You know what I'm saying? They can't stop the profit. You know what I'm saying? You can't pretend the motherfucker's not here if he's right here. How many episodes we did on YouTube alone by just me and you, man? You said like 100, right? Damn near 100.
Going on 100. It's going on 100.
Damn it.
It's in the 90s though. It's going. I know once I get back to the app on my phone, like I know for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you add, because we was doing stuff on audio too before the YouTube. So I mean, if you add everything up, we for literally almost got like fucking 100. It's very close. It's very close. It's in there. So I mean, we've been doing this shit. All that shit, you guys talking shit with him on Twitter all day long and try to talking about all this credibility and all this fucking bullshit, man. Fuck you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the end of that with that bullshit.
I try to ignore shit like that because the thing about Knicks fans is like they try to like tell you like how to root for the team and stuff like that. And I noticed on Twitter, like even back in like 2018, like a lot of people try to like sugarcoat their takes and try to like dress it up with salad dressing. Like I'm not gonna dress up nothing. It's over for that. The Knicks have not produced enough winning within the past 21 years for me to dress that up. So since I can't dress that up, I have to give you the real shit. And I have to tell you, like, basically, that's how I feel. Now, if I got a person like Eru, who is not crazy like I am, who is more logical than I am, who can tell me, look, State, you're going off the deep end. But even Eru is not logical sometimes. That's what being a Knicks fan is all. That's what it's all about, bro.
You know what my wife's mother would say? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? That's what she would say. Freaking Haitians, man. Shout out to Haiti out there. You know what? Your friend. Do you know how much I care? Zero. I care zero. That's what you got to say. Shout out to Mark though. Mark is a great one too.
Yeah,
He's been doing it for a long time. He does not have his own show. If he had his own show, I think he will break 1 million followers in like a week.
Easily.
Easily.
Mark was one of those dudes on MBK where he was talking early back in 2018. Like, he's one of those dudes I was watching. I was just strictly on audio. I was like, I like that guy right there.
Yeah.
Because he don't care about what nobody else says. I like people like that.
Yeah. I think like I found Sim first. I was telling the story. I found Sim first, but definitely Marcus like, yo, who is this fucking guy? And I'm like, listen, just listening to the guys talk. I'm like, wow, I think I found a home.
Yeah,
and this is where this is what I want to do, just like this. I've been searching for this all my damn life. Trying to figure this thing out, man. So yeah, I just I get crazy. So I mean, Jarrell is like he's one of my best guys here, man. But I mean, it's you got to say it a certain way. Like there's a saying, right? You gotta say it. You gotta let a motherfucker out just so people can hear you. So you be talking or whatever, but sometimes you gotta say, so you gotta say something just so motherfuckers can hear you, because they pretending like they don't, but they do.
Yeah.
Just
like when Tibbs said we don't watch film.
He's talking to you. Talking to you. He's talking to me.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, Tibbs.
Yeah,
but just getting back at the subject at hand, like, I don't want to hand Cam Reddish anything. I want him to take that shit. With Quentin Grimes, I want him to take that shit. Like, I'm rooting for both of those boys to actually function. Because think about it like this, dog. What fucking NBA coach wouldn't love to have a collection of wings in RJ, Reddish, and Grimes? I could work with that. I could do something with that. Because none of those three, this is the one thing low-key too that I loved about the Knicks the past few years. None of our young players do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're never in each other's way. So when you got RJ, Reddish, and Grimes, three completely different type of wings. But there's one thing that all three of those guys do that I really like. And it's defend.
Yep. Yo, I'm looking over to the side here because I'm trying to find that video, because this is the Giants. You can bring examples from all different places, man. But do you remember at the end of the game when Saquon Barkley made the play? They made the 2-point conversion. Bullshit play, flea flicker in the middle to Saquon, and he got to the end zone. Nice. What did they do? The first person that made its way over there to the coach was Shepard. And then right behind Shepard was Barkley. You know what I'm saying? Did you see how they look? They look like two wild animals, man.
Facts.
They look like two wild animals. Not two wild animals, on their own. The coach Babbitt is a fucking animal too. So this is like it's like some primal shit. That these guys will freaking run through a wall for each other, man.
Yeah. Love the coach of the Giants, bro. Love him. And Tibbs could be on the same wavelength as him. And the thing about the coach about the Giants that I missed with the Knicks is adjustments. Yeah. Adjustments.
Yo, that game, we was doing a play-by-play on Jarrell's new channel. Jarrell, he's actually doing Die Hard Giants Live. That's the name of his channel. So I mean, we was doing it live. It was me, him, and Steph. We was watching it live. And, we was watching it, so we apprehensive because we thinking about the quarterback, and our defense is not good. But if we was to watch that game again and just pay attention to the adjustments like you're talking about, Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know, that motherfucker is coaching his ass off. And the players know that he's coaching his ass off. You know,
Yeah.
so you know, and he said he asked the players, yo, I'm thinking about going for it. They're like, yeah, fuck that. Let's go for that shit. You know, and then that was the energy. They went for it. He believed in his players and they gave it right back to him, you know?
Yep. Loved it. Loved
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley. Shout outs to Saquon Barkley. It's been 3 years since he's had 100 plus yards in a football game. Shout outs to Saquon Barkley, man. Loved him. Shout outs to Daniel Jones, man. I called him a draft bust, but that's the type of energy you need, bro. That's what I'm looking for from Tibbs. And then the thing about the Giants that I love, they got a young defense, and both of their DNs was out that game. So
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine when them young boys come back? What?
Yeah, it's exactly what we needed. But
The energy of winning. You get what I'm saying? Winning cures all. I was calling Daniel Jones a draft bust a couple days ago. Winning cures all, bro. He took care of the ball.
Yeah. What happens when guys start playing for each other? What happens? Beautiful things happen. Great things happen. You know, like you don't put this quarterback in a position where he got to try to win us the game. I'm trying to get rid of this thing here. Where he has to try to win us a game. You don't do that to him.
No.
What you do to him, you put him in positions where he could succeed. Get us to where we need to go. We'll work it out, fam. You know what I'm saying? We'll work it out. And that's exactly what we did. And you know, with the Knicks, you know, bring it back to the Knicks. Like just give me everything that you got. You know, give me everything that you got. Everybody fight for each other, whatever. We'll put the guys in position, and when the shit hits the fan, we'll work it out. We'll figure it out.
Right.
You know, and
That's
the effort, and the determination, and everything that applies to that's what's going to get us over the top.
That's a fact. That's why, like, these last couple of weeks, I've been trying to not, post Julius Randle slander. I've been trying to keep it cordial with him. Like, even though I still want him traded, honest to God, I still want to root for him. So I want these guys to come back in next season with a positive attitude. I don't give a fuck about your workout videos. I don't care about what you're working out in the off season. It was nice to see him working on post moves, but I don't give a shit. I care about what I see on the court. And, I watch every single Knick game, every single one, whether I'm at the Garden or I'm in my crib or I'm at work. I'm watching the Knicks game. I can't have a repeat of last season. I can't.
Yeah, shout out to Mitch too, man. He's a silly motherfucker. Mitchell Robinson, because he's on Instagram showing his card. Look at this. Look at what I got. There's some hating the motherfuckers. He's talking about haters and whatever. He's doing subs to guys and stuff like that. But listen, we're talking about basketball. You guys are millionaires. We already know that you got gold draws on right now. I already know that already. I already know that you sliding in and all these these Build-A-Bear chicks on Instagram. I already know you're doing that. So who cares? We already know that. But like you said, one thing that matters is basketball, bro.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, I could care less about Mitch, and I never really cared for that either. When he replied to Jay, talking about his haters. Mitchell Robinson has made under $4 million in his past 4 years, and his point guards was Alfred Payton and Alec Burks. I'm never going to say not go get your money, but what I will say is now that you got your money, and I've been fighting die hard for the past couple of years for you to get your money, you need to show up. And when I say show up, I'm not talking about just, I don't really care about the numbers. No, I do care about two specific box scores when it comes to Mitch. His steals per game and his blocks per game. Because I want him to be very active. He was very active when he was playing last season. He was averaging the steal and 2 blocks. So I do care about that. But it's impact. You making $15 million a year. So if you're making $15 million a year.
What does impact mean, though? Because, say like Tyson Chandler. If you look at Tyson Chandler's numbers, they're not that great. His blocks are not really that high. But the impact, like you said, that's important, man. The impact. People were terrified of Tyson Chandler down there. You know what I'm saying? That's why he probably didn't get the blocks that he was going to get, because people were afraid to go at him. You know what I'm trying to say? And people were afraid to body him because they know that he was gonna throw his body around, because he was slim, but he was strong, man. That motherfucker was strong.
Strong.
You're not gonna jump with him. You're not gonna rebound with him. So he was a force that he had impact down there. That's why that's what made him who he is. You know.
Yeah, and Mitchell Robinson can he has a chance to be better than Tyson Chandler. You know,
absolutely.
He's younger, spry, more athletic. You know, he has a chance. And you got Jalen Brunson. The first time we had a point guard in so many years, I told you already, Eru. My hot take is Mitchell Robinson going to be an all-star. And I told you that a month ago. And I'm in firm belief that he will be an all-star this season. If he could just put up a double-double, maybe that will favor him towards the media people because they like numbers. But I kind of appreciate them putting Andrew Wiggins as an all-star starter. And by the way, Andrew Wiggins averaged less points, less rebounds, less assists than RJ Barrett last season, and he was an all-star starter. So I'm glad that the media is now recognizing impact over box scores because box scores are stupid. So let's see it. I want to see it with Mitchell Robinson, but I want to see Thibodeau put him in a position to succeed. That's why I'm not even looking at Mitch first, bro.
That motherfucker Mitchell Robinson is going around screens in practice, shooting step back jump shots and half court threes and stuff like that. That motherfucker needs to step up himself, man.
But at the same time, can the coach allow it to happen? I want to see him shoot a three.
That's the same thing with Cam Reddish. We don't need Mitchell Robinson to do that. We got plenty of guys that shoot threes. We're not starving for threes. We got a bunch of guys that do that.
But at the same time, let's talk a basketball sense. If you got Randle in the paint, wouldn't you want him to get the most space possible? But wouldn't you want Mitchell Robinson to at least try to space the floor? At least?
No, because we got a bunch of other guys that do that. Randle himself spaces the floor.
But you can't take that as if Mitchell Robinson can guard 1 through 5 and he can stay on the quarter and he can stay on the floor in the fourth quarter. I feel like it's imperative for him to have a jump shot because he has to be able to space the floor. In today's NBA, maybe not Tyson Chandler's NBA, but today's NBA,
right?
I think he would have to.
But let's talk about this guy, Taj Gibson. Thank God he's not on the roster because freaking Tibb will have him starting center.
My fucking
year, But just let's talk about him for a second. Him as a stretch three. How many times did we play last year where we watching the game? And freaking Taj Gibson is the one that keeps getting the fucking ball in the corner for three. When we got Fournier, we got Grimes, we got all these guys that should be shooting threes. And who we got in the corner? Taj Gibson, 5 straight attempts in the 3-point line. Like, what the fuck is that about?
Can I give you a basketball answer to that? I think the basketball sense wise to that is you don't think that guy will hit that three. So your center is going to basically pack the paint. Because we know Julius Randle and RJ Barrett wants to live in the paint. So I think that can be attributed to why Taj Gibson had got a lot of open 3-point shots, So
yeah, and it's bad. That the way they're playing that way is bad. It's not gonna work.
No,
we can't play that way. Okay, check out this current roster right now. We don't have Taj. So Mitchell, let's say Mitchell Robinson ends up in that position where he's in the corner, and we got Brunson, we got Julius, we got RJ, we got Quentin Grimes, and Mitchell's in the corner, and that's the guy we getting the shot for. What? There's something wrong with that shit.
Can I tell you something crazy right now? Personally, if that's me, I want him to shoot it. If I'm in my house,
gotta shoot it now because it's probably 5 seconds left in the shot clock. That motherfucker gotta shoot it.
But if it's me and I'm looking at Mitchell Robinson and he's in his 5th year, he should be showing me some type of confidence. You get what I'm saying? He shouldn't be always trying to get the ball at the top of the key. If you work, hypothetically speaking, if you're working on doing fake dribble handoffs and you're working on doing one dribble to the basket, because it's only one play I could think of off the top of my head that Mitchell Robinson has done that in the actual NBA game, then that means that you really want to do that in the offense. You want to show confidence in that, right? So I want to see it. I want to see it. But that's up to Tibbs too, because Tibbs is the guy that put Taj in the corner.
Right.
So we can't just put it on Mitchell Robinson. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not all putting on Mitchell Robinson. It's on Tibbs. Because my thing is that we should not Taj Gibson should not be getting the ball in the corner at all. But now we got Jalen Brunson. So here's another thing. We don't want Julius Randle in this position where he's doing all the ball handling and shit like that. No. So if we do that, that's all on Tom Thibodeau. So now we got a Brunson. Mitchell Robinson has got to be the guy to be Brunson's pick man now. You know, because Brunson eats off the picks. So the offense has got to change off the rip just based off of that alone there. You know, so I mean, like Mitchell Robinson is going to eat, not being the guy standing in the corner like he's freaking Danny Green and shit. Like his bread and butter is going to be him setting the pick, maybe popping out, you know, and getting that 3-point shot. The ball shouldn't be swinging around and then he ends up with that's the play because they ran it 5 times straight. You know, that shouldn't be the thing. The way Mitchell Robinson is going to work is in these pick and roll situations where Brunson is in his office, and that's how Mitch is going to eat. You know, but aside from the 3-point shot, Mitchell Robinson has got to be able to get the ball and make a move. He's got to be able to do something when he gets the ball. It can't just be get the ball and then we just fake a dunk and then shoot 40% from the free throw line. That's not going to work either.
That's a fact. And if Mitchell Robinson want to be on the floor in the fourth quarter, you got to make his free throws. Got to make your free throws. That is very important. They're not named free for no reason, RJ Barrett. So
instead of arguing with dudes on Twitter and trying to floss to broke people on Twitter that's not on your level, $15 million a year, he's not on your level, and you're talking about, oh, look at my car, the people be hating out there. Listen, man, make your fucking free throws and shut your ass up, man. Make your free throws and shut your ass up. Make a layup, bro. You know what I'm saying? Make a layup for the first time in your career. 75% from the field and still haven't made a layup in damn near 5 years in the NBA. Get out of here.
I mean, he did break Wilt Chamberlain record with Alfred Payton as
man. Me and you argued about that already, man. That motherfucker don't make layups. He can't not make a layup, fam.
I mean, he still shot 70+%
because he's I could play so much video with him just standing there catching the ball and dunking it. Come on, that is not a skill. You're not gonna start that bullshit state. This is the first.
I gotta bullshit you today.
That bullshit tonight,
I gotta bullshit you today. I'm sorry, I gotta bullshit.
Listen, man, catching the ball and dunking it is not a skill, fam.
It's not. It's regular stuff that you do as a basketball player. But you gotta admit, 70% from the field in a season is difficult to do. Because not a lot of people do it. Oh,
you know what's difficult to do? Shoot 40% from the free throw line. That is difficult to do. Somebody that's been playing basketball at a high level, that all you do is play basketball. All you do is play basketball and talk shit to people in Twitter. That's what you do for a living, and you can't make a free throw? That is incredible. He is a fucking incredible, man. That's
so was it incredible for Bruce Bowen to hit 40 plus?
Man, fuck Bruce Bowen. Mitchell Robinson needs to get his shit together.
I can't make no excuses for me.
Fuck Bruce Bowen. Bruce Bowen already know that. If Bruce Bowen came in here, I'm gonna say, Bruce Bowen, guess what? Fuck Bruce Bowen. Yeah, fuck Bruce Bowen. You know what I'm saying? You know, if Richard Jefferson right now came on the show and we brought him in here on the chat, and I would say, yo, the first thing I would say to you, Richard Jefferson, guess what? He'll say, yeah, fuck Richard Jefferson, right? Yes, motherfucking yes. Fuck you. All right, now continue. You know, like that. that would be the conversation. He already know already.
I can't be mad at that reply. All I'm saying is I'm hoping for the best for Mitch, but he is getting paid the big bucks. So
I believe in him though. I'm just arguing with you for sake of for conversation and shit. But I believe in the kid. I believe in him. You know?
I mean, shit, we drafted him.
Well, listen, I think me and you believe in Mitch more than he believes in himself.
Yeah, because there's been times, like even last season, he got the ball at the top of the key, and me and you talking on the pod like, yo, bro, shoot the fucking ball, bro. Like, you're wide open, shoot the ball. Where's your Julius Randle confidence at? At some point, you need that Emmanuel quickly confidence at least.
Yeah, but sometimes, he'll get the rebound, he'll get it right, and then the easy thing is for him to do is just turn around and throw it in. That's it. That's what he got to do. But he'll catch the rebound, and instead of doing it, he'll get it, and he'll jump up and try to dunk it. Or either get a turnover, get fouled, or he'll dunk it sometimes. But if he doesn't dunk it, then it's a dead play. It's just dead.
I think that's awareness. That's knowing where to be on the court. That's him being young. That's also That's also him not doing a year in college. Him sitting out.
College.
Hold on. That's the excuse for last season. I'm not giving him that excuse for this season. You get what I'm saying? Because he got the big bucks, and I try to give him leeway because he's made under $4 million. The man has had 3+ coaches. The man has had 4+ starting point guards.
Yeah. Did you say he made less than $4 million? Did you say that? It come out your mouth?
Yes, that did, because
did you make $4 million last year? If you made $4 million,
in the OG
listen,
way,
I'm rich. I got $1 billion in the bank right now, right? I'm gonna hire you right now, right? You know what I'm saying? All I need you to do, State, right, is to make free throws. That's all I need you to do. I'm a billionaire. I'm about to pay you $15 million a year. You ain't got to do shit else with your life. All I need you to do is make free throws. What you gonna do, State?
I'm gonna make them fucking free throws, but
I'm gonna make them damn free throws, man. Are you kidding me?
But all right, Mitch is taller than me, but my hand size is not the same size as Mitch. Pause. So come on,
get out of here. Get out of here.
Leeway.
Yo, State. Yo, if you give me $20, I'll go out there and make some free throws for you, man. $20 for me is $1 million. Are you kidding me? You know what I can do with $20? Yo, you give me somebody cash out me $20, man. I'll go to the park right now and shoot 10 straight free throws for you for that $20, man.
I tried to,
and I haven't shot the ball in years.
You know what it is? I think the Knicks management has subjected me to so much BS in the past decade that I try to excuse players that we drafted so much. I try to excuse their faults so much to a fault. But that's just me, man. It's when you had me watch Andreas Bargnani, man, he's trying to dunk from the free throw line. What you want me to do?
Yeah, but Bargnani can make free throws though. Because we lost last year, and we lost when we had Bargnani too. So what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? What's the difference? And Bargnani, I never seen Bargnani go on Twitter and talk about, look at my car. Look at my car. You bitch ass. Look at my car. You know, you hating me? You hating on me, huh? You know, you hating me?
I mean, that wasn't even Andreas' fault. That was actually the Knicks' fault.
It was Andreas' fault.
Nah, it was the Knicks' fault.
Yeah.
Where that stemmed from is not Amnesty and Chauncey Billups. You know, that's where that stems from. Not getting Chris Paul. If you get Chris Paul, you don't trade 2 first-round picks in order to get Andres Bargnani. You know, that's where I see that from.
Yeah, shout out to Mike, man. You know, I'm having a blast, man. I like the podcast. I like to talk shit. I like the podcast. State is one of the best, you know. So that's why I cap so hard for State, because I think State is the best. You you guys only like to chuck and jive with him on Twitter. This motherfucker right here, State, is good, man. That's why, for people that watch the channel, Mike, I got Mike on the screen now. Do I fuck with anybody? Jarrell, do I fuck with anybody? I don't fuck with nobody. You know, I fuck with State. That's got to tell you something. I don't fuck with nobody. You don't see nobody on this channel. You know, I don't be trying to get crazy guests. I do have that segment where I'm doing Diet as a friend, but it's more to big up my peoples. You know, because it's more to put that out there. People need to see a different side of people. That's just the way I feel. I fuck with Guard Up Knicks hard, man. I fuck, these are my people. But you're never gonna see nobody else. I'm not gonna be chucking and jiving for no other people. You know, that's just not who I am, man. You know,
I mean, fake news. Fake news. Everybody just. The one thing about being like a content creator with all of you guys is, the one thing I respect about Eru and Apollo and these guys is they never try to downplay anybody else's takes. They always try to take everybody take and try to see the other side of it. It's a lot of Nick content creators who see one side of things and they try to bleed that onto people that follow them. I try to see both sides. That's why I'm glad that we have these conversations. And most of the time, we are different in our opinions, but when we agree, we even try to look at the other side of it. It's always good to look at the other side because The Knicks been on the other side for the past 20 years.
Yeah, you got to be self-aware too, because like this, somebody that's in their 20s or somebody's in their 30s, I'm not afraid to say my age. I'm 43 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, how long am I going to do this? I'm going to be doing this for the next 20 years. I'm going to be 60 years old, yelling, screaming at somebody on the internet. So I get it. So you got to be self-aware, man. So I mean, if somebody else is doing something, I want to help them, because if they come up, then that's what's up. That's what I'm about. I'm all about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, in this world, there's so many people out there. For us to be like, yo, just Nick Nation in general. You can go down to the different names of the different people out there that everybody follows. It could be about 50 people that are just the main group of people that everybody just hover around. This is the 50 people. Say 50 people. Out of the 50 people, there's millions of people in the fan base, yo. So why are us 50 people gonna be shooting at each other? Why are we shooting at each other? And the fan base is so big. There's so many different platforms, man. Why is only a certain amount of people, 50 heads, fighting each other, man? It don't make no sense. And truthfully now, I just said 50, but truthfully, it's really like 20, maybe 20, 15 people that are fighting each other right now. It doesn't need to be that way. It doesn't need to be gangbanging in this shit.
I mean, it comes with the territory. You got to do it, Hero. I mean, it's like Warriors. Like when somebody step into your territory, like that's how people feel.
Well, that's like battle rap culture. It's hip hop is hip hop, but then this got break. That's the thing too. Like just throw hip hop in the conversation. There's 5 elements of hip hop. It's just not rapping and beats. You know what I'm saying? There's 5 elements of hip hop that nobody cares about anymore. Graffiti is one. DJing. You're talking about MCing. Break dancing, that type of thing. Now you can add skateboarding to it. You can add a bunch of definitely clothing. There's a whole bunch of different elements. I'm definitely missing something. DJ, like I said, DJing. There's so many different elements out there. So where would hip hop be if everybody was fighting each other? It don't make no sense. I mean, just to use that example, right? Like all of us do something a little bit different. So that's the elements. We the elements. So if we're going against each other, how are we going to grow? But that's the key. If we can build each other, look what we could fucking do. We right now in 2022, the freaking traditional media are crying their asses off. You know why? Because we are here.
Yeah. Yep. And we ain't going nowhere, man. We ain't going nowhere, man. This is talking about the Knicks and and giving your authentic opinion is something that I always value. So, I'm not a company man. I work for a different company. And I'm not even going to talk nice about that company. So since I ain't going to talk nice about them when they piss me off, why the fuck am I going to talk nice about the Knicks when they piss me off? So
yeah, what the company I work for, the lady that I married like a couple years ago, that's the lady I work for. But at the same time, hey Monica.
Yeah, Monica.
Hey Monica, what's up, baby? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? I only answer to one person, but you know what I'm saying? You gotta have fun in this world, man.
Oh, speaking of Monica, shouts to Monica. I wanted to get into a little bit of RJ Barrett's interview, but one thing specifically about the interview that he spoke about was his role on the team going into next season, and he spoke about how they wanted him to focus on offense, and that told me that he won't be the primary defender. And shout outs to Uncle Freezy, because I was watching y'all pod the other day, and Freezy broke it down like, oh, that probably means that RJ already got word like Reddish or Grimes is going to start. So that was nice to hear. That was something nice to hear. It was also nice to hear that RJ praised his coach. Y'all know how I feel about stupid ass Tom Thibodeau. Don't like the coach at all. I don't like what he do. I don't like his minutes allocation. I don't like his rotations at all. But RJ loves him, and that's a good thing. That tells me like he liked to be coached. If I was a basketball player, I would want to coach like Tom Thibodeau. I would want to coach who's strictly straightforward with me. Even though he lies to the media, he's very straightforward with me, and that is something that I could probably respect. So I could respect the fact that RJ Barrett bigged up his coach. And he bigged up Jalen Brunson too. I think that was another thing too, because he did not mention number 30 at all in this interview. He mentioned Jalen Brunson a lot. He's talking about leadership. and things that he could do to be a better leader. And I appreciate that the Knicks did this ghost interview to clean up the PR mess that they made when they tried to put RJ in a ghost trade for Donovan Mitchell. That fake ass picture that William Wesley and all those guys took with RJ Barrett. I appreciate that fake picture trying to show support.
That's real. That's come on.
No, that's bullshit, man. You know, I
you know what's bullshit? Picture. You know what's bullshit? Open the night when guys pop up with each other and they were like, "Hey, look, Nick's Twitter, right?" Everybody gonna be doing like this because that's what he did last time. Everybody's like, "Hey guys, what's up, man? Nice to meet you." You know what I'm saying? And they're like, "Get the fuck out of it." That's some fake. That's fake shit right there.
No, that was fake. They put RJ in a trade, Eagle. They put him in a trade early July. You're taking picks with him. You didn't sign him to a contract for 2 months. You're negotiating. What am I supposed to believe?
Well, believe as soon as they got tired of Danny Ainge's bullshit, they just said, "Yo, here goes your contract, RJ."
Cool. I mean, they paid RJ, so luckily for him. But you know, that was the thing that stuck out to me was him saying like, focus on offense and focus on scoring. And you know, I'm happy he said that, and that's why like I try to big up Quentin Grimes and Cam Reddish every time because I really want to see those two guys play, man. Really want to see those two guys.
Remember our guy here? We was talking about him earlier. You know, yes. what else could he say? You know, about what happened. You know, he wanted to be a Knick, and what else could he say? Same thing with RJ Barrett. He wants to be a Knick. You know, all the stuff was happening. You can't ignore it. You know, he said it himself too. Donovan, you can't ignore it. So, but you know, he wants to. I'm quite sure RJ wants to be a Knick. He don't want to be traded. You know what I'm saying? So you just got this stuff you got to go through. So at the end of the day, he went to Cleveland. He damn sure don't want to be there. You know, but you know it is what it is. They might have did whatever they did to try to make the team better, but RJ can't you know hold that against the team because that's their job. They got to try to make the team better. But the thing is, they didn't do it. They could have did it.
Yeah, they could have. I mean, they stuck to their guns. Now you got 9 players, 25 and under. You got all your assets. You're probably capped out, which is a bad thing or a good thing because, you know, in my opinion, I think cap space is kind of a myth. I think that if you want the guy that you want, you're going to get him regardless of your cap space. You're going to figure out a way to get him. In today's NBA.
Yeah.
And
business
it's a business. You re-signed 2 of your draft picks, something that I've been begging for the Knicks to do for about 2 decades now, was the focus on their draft picks. You re-signed Mitchell Robinson. You re-signed RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett broke the Charlie Wall curse. So there's some things that, you know, you could take positive going into next season. And I like the fact that, you know, even just Julius Randle just, you know, showing his face in the city. You know, showing up at Rucker Park, just answering questions, you know, answering the fans back on Instagram. Show me that you're not like completely blocked off from us. Because you know, there's people like me who I felt very disrespected by him last season. It was nothing about his box scores. It was just about his play. Like you got to play harder. We paid you, bro. Like. You got paid. You played hard in the year with no fans in the stands. It was a lot of circumstances. We're not going to harp on that. And you played damn hard, and you got the 4th seed. You got paid, and you started acting like I don't want to say what I really want to say about him, but you know, you started acting like that, and that is ridiculous.
Well, let me throw something at you. I think Julius was looking for you, man. He pulled up to the Bronx over there, fucking 149. He pulled up over there, and then he said, "Okay, he ain't over here. Let me pull up to Dykeman, see what's going on. Let me pull up to over here to you know, Rucker. So let me see where state at. Where he at?
No, I like that. I like that. Just pull up to the city, show your face, so that you're not scared.
Yeah.
I still think personally, you know, I trolled earlier and I shared the whole tweet that the Knicks made about Julius Randle with the background thing. Yeah. But you know, even though I still want him traded, you know, some of the comments be really disgusting about him. He's still a Knick. Yeah. Still got to root for him regardless. I'm not gonna never root for no Knick player to fail, right? So you know, let's see what he can do. I mean, I don't put it on him no more. For me, it's Thibodeau, bro.
Yeah,
it's the coach.
the thing with Julius too, man, he's still a good player, you know. So I mean, if you're gonna trade, if we trade him, it can't be like, oh, it's just addition by subtraction. Nah, that's not it. Man. We can't do that. We got to get proper value for him. You know, we can't just be like, oh, just get rid of the motherfucker. Obi's gonna start, and we don't, and we can't do that. We just like you know, he's a good player. We need to get somebody, you know, equal. Not somebody, or just we need to get a trade that satisfies us. We can't just like dump him. You know, that's another thing too. If he is gonna go, you know, which everybody wants him to go, you know, it has to be something that makes sense for us, because it's us. You know, we the ones, we the team, we the people talking about the team all the time. You know, we the media, we the new media. You know, so it's something to satisfy us. It has to be.
So on a pissed off day, I would trade Randle for grandma cookies. Just on a pissed off day, Ralph is tweeting at me, he's tweeting some Randle garbage, you know. But if I'm not being emotional and I'm just taking all of that and I'm throwing that in the garbage, the minimum I want for Randle is a young player and a first round pick. Respectfully, I'm not going to, you know, doodle on 20, 10, and 5 every time. I mean, it's hard to average 20, 10, and 5.
I thought you blocked those numbers, man.
Oh, I did. Because I don't want to see it this summer. I don't want to see 20, 10, and 5 on Twitter at all. It's bogus stats.
I don't think he'll get that. You think he'll get that this year? I don't think he'll get 20. He might get close. I don't think he's gonna get close to that. I don't think.
He's not gonna get nowhere near close to that. With that said, I think that's going to be a great positive for the Knicks.
Yeah. Because,
you know, he got to scale it back. He got to scale it back, man. He don't need to be the guy making decisions in the middle of the lane. I prefer RJ and Brunson to make those decisions. I prefer Quickly to make those decisions. I don't want Randle to make those decisions.
We got too many people that can make those decisions now. You know, we got too many people.
And on top of the fact, RJ is the highest paid player on the team.
Yeah.
So with all due respect, the ball got to be in his hands by default, because I got to treat him how I treated Randle. Randle is the highest paid player on the team. You got to be treated accordingly. And accordingly means you're giving him the ball a lot. So I need to see that. But I also need to see RJ play good basketball. I know he can play good basketball, so I never worry about RJ. It's Randle's mental. And did you hear about Randle and something about his pops and he's dealing with that off scene? Because I read an article about that. He was dealing with something about his father and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't care about that.
All right.
You know, like, listen, I got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with stuff. I'm dealing with stuff. But listen, hey, you talking about money? The motherfucker got money. So, like, if he's dealing with something, he can jump on a plane and go somewhere. Me, if something happens to me, I can't jump on a plane. It's just done. You know?
Right.
So I mean, it's a different thing. So I mean, I'm a grown man. You're a grown man. You handle it how you're gonna handle it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if something's bothering you. I'm sorry. That's like mad cold. That's so cold to say.
Nah, that's the New York way.
I don't give a fuck what's going on. All due respect to his pops, I hope nothing's bad happening. Your prayers and all this other shit. But I'm not gonna send I'm not gonna go over cap for that. You know, because I mean, when I go through stuff, don't nobody come out and cap for me. You know, right. I broke my foot. I broke my damn foot, and people know there ain't nobody came out and gave me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody say, hey man, you know. People are. I mean, I'm just playing around, man. But I'm saying, like, ain't nobody jumping out for me when shit happened to me. So listen, man, things gotta be put where they gotta be at, man. So you dealing with something with your dad. All right, cool, man. Hope that works out for you. Fuck, you know.
I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, I mean,
New York, man. You know, I see rats every time I'm going home. So big cat rats. So
and then the first of the month too, the motherfucker want his money. So it's like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Julius Randle ain't got to worry about that. Do you know what it is to worry about? You got this, and you like, what the fuck? What you like? What am I gonna do?
You got
if anything happens to you, you like, oh shit. You know,
yeah.
Some people don't have it like that. You know, so I'm not gonna
the next day and certain things of that nature. Like, I mean, hey, it's a good excuse for the foot. I mean, if Randle broke his toe, you got people who get on Twitter saying it was God's fault. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Yo, now for nothing, me breaking my foot has been God's plan too, because I've been able to do a lot of stuff that I needed to do. Not just this podcast shit, just in life in general. Like I work, you know that shit. I work like I'm fucking crazy. I work like I'm trying to pay for my freedom. That's how hard I work, man. But nobody be worrying about me. People make fun of that. Oh, damn, you mad fat. Yo, because I'm a fucking grown man taking care of my kids. You know what I'm saying? Oh, these titties that you see, I pay for them titties cash, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm working hard for these titties that I got, man. You know what I'm saying? This is a grown man titties right here. That this like pain and suffering and hard work in these titties, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying it. How I'm saying it to you with the Julius Randle thing. Like, if something's wrong with your pops, listen, man, handle it. Because I know you got a six pack. You know what I'm saying? I know you got, like Mitch Robinson got nice cars and stuff like that. So look, spare me the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I got titties, fam.
So I love RJ, man. Never give no excuses. Man, just comes to work. So I don't.
Yeah, and the motherfucker only worked 4 hours. The game is only 48 minutes. They're there for 2 hours. They only work for 48 minutes. They got to practice. That might be an hour. They might have shoot around for an hour. They play a game for 48 minutes. They're stretched out over 2 hours. Come on, man. You know how many lunch breaks you get? Imagine if you're working for 48 hours for 48 minutes like that, and then you got all these lunch breaks in between, and to stretch it out to 2 hours.
There will only be one Kobe Bryant. Like, with all due respect to Kobe Bryant, God bless his soul. Like, dudes who got that type of work ethic, it's not apparent in the NBA no more. Like, unless we don't see it. You get what I'm saying? Like, Kobe, like, you didn't need social media to know, like, yo, that man work ethic is, because everybody talks about it. So, that's why
at
I
the
love
same time
guys
too,
like
man. At the same time too, Kobe Bryant is Kobe Bryant, but he's not here. He passed away tragically. I understand that, but I mean, when it comes down to it, the whole basketball shit, it don't mean nothing. Because at the end of the day, like anybody else, something happens to you, gone, man. It don't. None of this don't mean nothing. But it's the feeling that people have for Kobe Bryant. That's what matters. Just like the feeling that we have for the Knicks, the feelings that we have for all this. So all of that is the only thing that really matters, man. All the other stuff that we talk about, that's all just like bullshit. For people to argue, man. But I mean, like, when it comes down to it, the essence of all things, man, it just really comes down to what we believe in, and all these things. You know what I'm saying? All that shit is real.
No, yeah, that's a fact. I remember when 2019 going into 2020, my right hand man got killed due to gun violence, and then like 3 weeks later, like 3 weeks later, it's my birthday. It's my 30th birthday. Then Kobe Bryant passes away. My aunt passes away like a week after. I'm working in the hospital, so now I'm dealing with the first wave of COVID, bruh. And I can't see my moms. I didn't see my moms and my pops and my family for like 4 months, 4 or 5 straight months.
Yeah. So who has the podcast talking about State? Man, I hope State is doing good with him, right? Is there a homeless man that's sitting in a tunnel doing a podcast about State's life right now, talking about, damn, man, I hope that guy's doing good while he's in a freaking sewer with living off of free something that he found that he can get little electricity, so he could write that do that podcast in the tunnel. You get what I'm trying to say? Because that's what it is. To Julius Randle, that's me and you are freaking homeless and living in the tunnel.
Yeah, I can't be mad. I can't be mad at that. That man is making 15 million a year. That's why when people say, "Oh, Randle, he got a newborn baby," I done heard all types of excuses for him.
I was saying that stupid shit too.
Like, he got a newborn. You had newborn kids too. I'm pretty sure you ain't never had no complaint about going to work. Nobody ain't trying to hear that, especially from no black man in America.
If my wife is pregnant right now, my foot gonna feel real good. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be right out there back on the streets, trying to get me another set of titties. You know what I'm saying?
So like people like try to, downplay, when people try to downplay like how you are as a fan. Like, nah, bro. Like, I really took offense to that whole thumbs down, shut the fuck up thing. Like, I took offense to that. Like, and I take offense to people who tell me to take offense to that. because you're not paying the same bills that I'm paying.
They have no idea what you've been through. You just said that story. How many people know that story? Nobody. All they know is whatever they think they know. You know what I'm saying? They don't know your struggle and stuff like that. So excuse me, sir. You know?
So it's like, come on now. Like I expect greatness from certain players when they produce certain things. Like when you make a 4th seed and I see you making every jump shot like you're fucking Michael Jordan, the very next season, I expect for you to be consistent with that. Not lag on defense and slap laptops out of people's hands and not go to media set. Like, how are you sending? Like, we're in a 1-10 stretch. You're sending the 21-year-old RJ, mind you, RJ's averaging like 28 per game during this stretch, but we're losing every single game. So I can't even love the numbers from him.
Yeah.
So we're losing every single game. RJ's going crazy. And you're sending the 21-year-old out to speak to the media after losses when you're the highest paid player on the team? Where they do that at? Melo would never send Shumpert to do a media session after a loss. Less of our stance. That is ridiculous. Smash those like buttons on this channel, please. But that is ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous, bro. And nothing about his game. Like, I never disliked him as a human being. It's just, I want to see consistency. Like, okay, RJ Barrett, motherfucker, you average 14, you average 17, you average 20. So you're proving me right so far. Okay, next season, can I get 23 points? On better efficiency, at least? That's all I'm asking. Can I get some more leadership qualities from you? Because you've been quiet the last few years. Yeah. You haven't been, you've been Mook Morris and Randle and all of those guys. You're the highest paid player on the team now.
Yeah.
Right? Let's not excuse Jalen Brunson either. Because Brunson, the $100 million man, who might be the best Knicks point guard in the past 20 years, no disrespect to Stephon Marbury because he was playing the bench, who is the first, player in NBA history to receive a $100 million deal with no all-star ballots garnered. Brunson needs to show up as well. But I don't care about Brunson's box scores as much as I do as RJ Barrett's. I got to judge them differently. Brunson, I'm judging him off of impact and how many of these other guys he makes all-stars or make better.
Yeah.
In that situation. I'm gonna love Brunson.
I'm looking at a lot of stuff. I'm looking at Jay Randall Ewing. He said, there's a bunch of stuff. I don't know. It's like we just finished addressing that. I like to. That's how I talk to my kids too. The way that I talk like this this is how I talk to my kids too. Because like I said, I can say all this stuff, for a reaction, but it comes back down to, okay, I got the reaction. Now, did you get the lesson? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, when people say stuff about like it was good for him, give us thumbs down and stuff like that, it's, I mean, like, are you putting people like this ahead of you? Ahead of, it's like you can't put these guys at pedestals like this.
Nonsense. It's nonsense. I work 15. I'll probably work a 14-hour shift, 15-hour shift, and still got to wake up the next day for work at 3 p.m. I don't want to hear that garbage. I don't want to hear that.
Is that the real Kenny Payne? Wouldn't that be funny?
It might be. He's your type of player. Hey.
I'm trying to tell you that we're the new media, man. That's why you see these guys on podcasts now. How many podcasts you seen Berman on?
A lot.
I haven't seen him on any because I blocked him.
Nah, I didn't block him. The only reason why I didn't block Berman because I'm toxic, and Berman is toxic. I mean, I could vibe with Berman sometimes.
He was the last one I blocked because I was still holding on to Berman. That he was saying something shit. I was like, man, Berman, goodbye. Boop.
It doesn't bother me what those guys are, but I hope I love Brunson. Me personally, I want to root for Brunson. I hope Brunson have an all-star season. It's not possible he can. I'll present this to you, matter of fact. It just came to my brain. And I wanted to talk to this to you about like 2 weeks ago. When I looked at Brunson, I thought about past NBA teams and teams that had got a point guard, and it elevated the other young talent around them. And I thought about the 2005 Suns, and I thought about the 2004 Pistons. I thought about the 2004 Pacers with Jamal Tinsley and those guys. Pistons because of Chauncey Billups. The 2005 Suns because of Steve Nash. I think about what Drew Holiday did for Milwaukee when you remove, bad point guard play and you put good point guard play in that position. So the sky's the limit for Jalen Brunson, man. His career right now is basically whatever he wanted to be.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's where it should be. Like I put this on the screen a little too long. I was thinking about doing a rant, but I just said I already said what I need to say about. Excuse me about that, because we're talking about me, we're talking about you, but look at Pudge, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's better about Julius Randle's work ethic and everything that you want to say about him, compared to Pudge? So why should somebody say, oh, you have no idea how hard Randle works? You don't know shit about Pudge. You don't know nothing about what Pudge is going through, how hard he has to work to get to where he got to be.
That's a fact.
So I'm not putting no person that's playing a child's game, for generational wealth. I'm not going to put him in a higher regard than myself. We all equal when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, Eru. Like, he gets Knicks players. No, I'm not even gonna say just him. Knicks players of today, like, they get the most excuses I've ever heard. Like, and I'm just putting them all in one category, so I don't want to feel like I'm being biased. When you put Randle, Frank, RJ, and all of these guys, like, when I talk to older Knicks fans about Patrick Ewing, there's no excuses. It's just straight basketball talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, he missed the finger roll. So what? He's still a Hall of Famer. We put up so many excuses for our players, bro. Like, sometimes the basketball conversation can't even get through. We can't even get through the basketball conversation.
Yeah.
Because you just fucking keep giving excuses.
Yeah. I just don't want to hear it anymore. Like, Julius loves the city. Listen, this is New York City. Everybody loves New York City.
Yes.
Next.
Fuck out of here with that. I bet
what are you trying to say?
Come on.
You know who loves the city? Nobody loves the city than a New Yorker, because none of us can afford to live here. You know what I'm saying? Dead ass, right? Right? You know what I'm saying? None of us could afford to live here.
No. It's shit. New York City rent? And you talking about love the city? Randle could love the city. He make $15 million. I don't give a fuck if he love the city. RJ Barrett, even if he making millions, I don't give a fuck if any one of those guys love the city.
Yo, Julius Randle loves a city that I never been to before, because he's rich. He can go to anywhere in the world he wants to be. He could love a city I never heard of before. What does that mean? What does it mean?
Come on, man. People, they try to defend him. I know it's cool, but at the same time, he didn't do himself a favor in order to be defended. Like, at least RJ and those other boys, they do themselves a favor. You get what I'm saying? Like, RJ's a funny dude. And I noticed he was funny because a couple days after Randle said, the things with the fans and whatnot, RJ, he goes on the interview. What he says, Eru, I love the fans. I'm nothing without the Knicks fans. I appreciate. Come on, it's simple. Come on.
Look what he said here. RJ almost got traded. Him and Randle going off this all season watch for him. So I mean, what are you trying to say? I just don't get it. Like we on a podcast. Like we're talking about the Knicks and stuff. So obviously we care about something about that has to do with this team. So I don't care about that type of stuff, man. I got my own name on my own jersey. You make your own. You got your own stuff. You ain't worrying about none of that stuff. People got it really messed up. People really got it messed up. That's why it's necessary to talk in a certain way. Like the way that we're giving it up. We're talking this way. Just to put this bullshit to bed. Put it to bed, man.
I try to always tell Knicks fans, like, I'm not a RJ stan. I try to make that clear. Like whenever I like talk about the Knicks, like I'm not a RJ stan. I'm a Knicks stan. I stand the whole Knicks organization. Like I stand the blue and orange. I don't stand just one player because you can't tell me to root for Jerome James.
Yeah.
So it's like I gotta stop doing certain stuff like that. I hope Brunson can make RJ and Randle make sense in the starting lineup. I hope so too.
Yeah, bring it back to a basketball conversation. This is what we should be talking about.
I hope so too, because for me, it's not Brunson. It's more Thibodeau. I know Brunson can make it work. He does not turn the ball over. He's good playmaker. He played well without Luka, and he led his team to a 4th seed in the Western Conference. I take stock in that, especially in a real regular season where it was full stadiums. So
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I get you, man. I appreciate the super chat, man. Definitely, absolutely, man. But I mean, this hardcore criticism. This is what it's all about. So I mean, like I'll say this to you, like the New York media are crying to get into the room so they can ask the hard questions. All right, you know who's
Right.
having a hard conversation? We are right now. You know,
Yeah.
anything that these guys want to say, and the thing is nothing. It's not gonna mean nothing compared to what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they cannot have this conversation.
That's true. And listen, like CAA, and I respect you too, Jay Randall Ewing. Listen, CAA Mafia, like as far as like Devin Booker's concerned, like I don't give a shit about Devin Booker. When you call Jalen Brunson, whatever you said in that video, and Jalen Brunson proceeds to hunt you down and pick and rolls in 8 straight plays after that, and you down 40 in a game 7. When was the last time you seen a Hall of Famer down 40 in game 7 in an elimination game? Braun, Katie, just name me a Hall of Famer or a great shooting guard. I don't even think T-Mac allowed that.
I don't know. We're gonna have to get one of those analytic guys that watch the game with a laptop in their hand. We're gonna have to get one of those guys to tell us. I'm quite sure there's somebody out there, you know, but I mean, it is rare. Yeah, that's like some rare
40.
shit. Yeah,
Not 40 points, Ebro.
Yeah.
We didn't watch every single playoffs these past couple. Not 40 points in a game 7. No way, no how, bro. They got smoked, punked, little man. It's a lot of other words I want to say, but I'm good on Devin Booker. I'm good with my foundation right now.
Yeah,
I like what we got going. Once again, I apologize to Leon Rose. Danny Ainge was dealing in bad faith. I want to see what these guys got, man. That's why I wanted to talk a lot about Quentin Grimes today, because I want to see what he got. I know I called him Quentin Frank Ntilikina Grimes, and I was being very disrespectful within the past couple of weeks. But it's granted, he averaged 6, 2, and 1. But you put up that picture earlier about the points per game jump. Let's see. I want to see. I really do want to see. And I pray for Randle that he's better, because if he comes back better next season, that means we win in games.
Yeah.
RJ comes back better next season, we win in games.
But could you imagine, you know, some of these guards here? We're talking about Quentin Grimes. Imagine if Quentin Grimes really does make that step. Maybe not, 20 points, but maybe if he makes a step with, damn, this motherfucker is a starter. So that means that RJ's got to be the 3, and then you got Brunson, you got Julius, you got Mitch, you know what I'm saying? So what does that say about some of the other guys? Definitely the dominoes will start going downhill with that.
Not just Quentin Grimes, though, that can make that list. Mitchell Robinson can make that list.
Yeah, quite a few.
You quickly can make that list. Cam Reddish can make that list. Basically, every single young guy who got Obi Toppin can make that list. Basically, every single young guy who didn't play a lot of minutes the past few years, they could all make that list. So we want to see it. I want to see it.
Shout out to Jay Randall Ewing, another super chat. I don't, I appreciate you, man, but I don't think you get what we're saying here, because what were we saying earlier before he came on here? Like Randall could give us say 17, 8, and 3, and that's that if he's doing that, then we should be good. Because that means that things are being allocated now. Other people are contributing. So that means if Julius Randle is giving us 17, 8, and 3, that means Obi's playing. That means Jalen Brunson got the ball in his hands. That means RJ Barrett done ascended. You know, so a lot of things. That means a lot of things happen. You know,
I feel like Julius Randle will average less points next season. So I don't really care about his box scores next season. I just want him to impact winning. He could average fucking 12 points next season. I could care less, bro.
yeah.
He's impacting winning. Is he rebounding like a monster? Is he pushing other people on the other team? Is he slapping laptops with the other assistant coach's hands? That's what I want to see.
Yeah, is he doing this on the court? Is he doing that? Is
Today
he doing this? Is he doing that?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on now. That's what I want to see.
I want to see Julius Randle, you know, not doing this and not doing this, none of that, spitting on the court. He was spitting all over the place. I just want to see him engaged, not worrying about what we're saying, because we here for a reason. We love the Knicks so much, you know what I'm saying? So it's not about him. You know, it's about, like you said, it's about impact and winning, fam. You know, get your shit in perspective. Get your shit together. Get your mind right. You know, we all, no matter what we say or whatever, it all comes down to, can you impact winning?
Yeah. Yeah, that's all that matters, right?
And when they talk about the Garden is like the hardest place to play, or like it's the best place to play with a Mecca, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out what that means, yo. If Julius Randle could get that in his mind, like I don't know, Randle, if this is Randle himself here, or if this is like somebody that's related to him or something like that, or somebody that can get the message to him. Listen, man. If you can get your mind right and focus on your role, focus on the team, keep it in house and stuff, man, you don't know what we'll do for you, man, out there. Yeah. You have no idea. Like you saw what we did against Atlanta in that first win. We was going crazy for that in that freaking game. Could you imagine if you guys were good like that and we go into the playoffs, man? It's gonna be a movie out there.
Yo, he has a chance. He has a chance to be an all-time Knick great, and he doesn't even know it. He doesn't even know it.
Don't you want to live forever? Look at fucking Clyde Frazier, bro.
He doesn't. You don't need 2010 and 5. I don't need that from you at all. You showed me you can do that already. I need you to realistically, honestly, like his 2010 and 5 will be detrimental to the team. He needs to scale it back. When he scales it back, I promise you, Eru, we in the playoffs next year, he scale it back. It's going to be a playoff series where he's averaging 25 and 13. It's going to be a playoff series. Easy.
Absolutely.
Easy. It's going to be another playoff series where Obi Toppin could be averaging at least 15 to 20 points. Yeah. It's going to be that. But it's up to the fucking coach, bro. Like, this coach is really, he's scary.
One of the NBA finals that with the Celtics, right? For the old heads, I can't think of my man's name, but Larry Bird didn't get the MVP when they won that year. Mikhail didn't get the MVP that year. Robert Parrish didn't get the MVP. Dennis Johnson didn't get the MVP. It was Cedric Maxwell. A guy named Cedric Maxwell got the MVP that year. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, at any given time, somebody is going to be your name is going to be called. And then when it happens, how you going to get there? You're going to get that strength because we're gonna be blowing the roof off that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, you want to live forever. You want to talk about money. Oh, look at they be hating on me. Look, I got a nice car. Look at the motherfuckers hating on me. Mitchell Robinson, get your shit together, bro. You want to live forever? There's cars and stuff like that don't mean nothing, man. You put yourself in infamy. Living winning in New York City. You're gonna see.
Yeah, that's a fact. You know how hard fans would cap for these dudes? The dudes would be calling Mitchell Robinson the second best center in Knicks history. Third best. My fault. I apologize to Willis Reed. But the third best center in Knicks history. They'll be calling Mitchell Robinson. As long as you win, people will find a way to cap for you if you're a Knicks player. Knicks fans chanted Jimmer Fredette's name. Right? We chanted Frank Ntilikina's name. Like, we're going to love you as long as we see a pulse on. I think it's mainly defense. It's not really offense. It's defense. If it's mainly offense, you got to be special like Melo.
Yeah.
You got to be like Melo. But if you're not like Melo, then you got to bring it on defense. And that's what we love, man. We love that hustle, that heart, that attitude, man. Yeah. Got to bring it.
John Starks to this day, if John Starks ever come onto hard times, he can sleep on the couch right now. You know what I'm saying? If Patrick Ewing ever go bankrupt or something like that, yo, I got $20. What's your cash app, fam? I got you. You know what I'm saying? I got you. That's what it is. What it is. I'm quite sure millions of fans feel the same way, man. Like diehard Knicks fans, State of New York Knicks podcast, man. That shit means a lot to us, man.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you went through that shit through COVID. You know, I had my little problems and stuff too. You know, throughout life in general, man. So you know what I'm saying. So, coming here to talk about the sports and stuff like that, when it comes down to it, it don't really mean nothing. But then again, it does, big time.
Yeah. So hopefully these guys, they all get it together. Hopefully Thibodeau really just adjust, man. It's just it just comes down to him. Like, we just had a beautiful conversation for over 2 hours of just Thibodeau.
We could talk. We can keep talking. Yo, it's Guard Up Knicks. We was rocking yesterday. Yo, why we talked longer after the pod was over than when we had the pod. We was on the pod for an hour, and I think we talked like damn near over an hour after we hit end. You know?
Yeah, man. That's the Knicks stuff for you.
Yeah, people don't understand. Like I said, Jay Randle Ewing. I hope you got a little perspective, man. This is different. This is different. This is definitely different. This is not. This is not Stephen A. Smith. This is not like some crazy stuff. This is different. We different over here.
So Tibbs gonna put like no plan that I would start Randle and Obi together, but at the same time, I would easily play them at least like 10 minutes together next season. Like I've been said, there was a lineup that I really loved and I would really want the Knicks to play. And that lineup is, I believe it is Randle or Obi at the 5, whoever you want to put at the 4. It's Reddish at the 3. It's RJ at the 2, and it's Quentin Grimes at the 1. That's one lineup that I would love to see. Switchability if everybody's locked in, and it would be fun. They'll play fast. You can shoot a lot of threes. I'm confident in Obi Toppin's 3-point shot. Obi Toppin shot, I believe, like 8% in like his first month of last season from 3. Brought it up to 14%, and then he brought it up and tied Julius Randle and Julius Randle's 3-point percentage at 30. It's near 31%, but I think it's 30.8. So, I believe in Obi Toppin's shot. I believe in Quentin Grimes' shot. He shot 41% on catch and shoot threes. Cam Reddish shot 50% on corner threes last season, and I believe he shot 40% plus from 3 on catch and shoot threes. So the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. It's just on Tibbs.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, man. Even Fournier. Respect to Fournier. If Fournier is open, I believe in him. I believe in his ability. Not for like 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But within a role, with the role within the team, I believe in what he can do in a role.
I feel like the problem I have with, and I feel like Evan Fournier can have a role on the Knicks too, but then it's like we still have Derrick Rose, and I know Thibodeau is not going to bench Derrick Rose for nobody. He's not going to bench him for Jesus. He's not going to bench him for the Noah or the Ark, God. He's not benching Derrick Rose. Like it's quiet for that. Like,
yeah.
So like Evan is the guy that I look at, but Evan is serviceable too. And somebody asked him like, what would he be in my rotation? I would put him situational. If I need a guy to get hot to come off the bench, I will have Evan Fournier play. But it comes to Quentin Grimes and Cam Reddish beating him out. It's not even up to me no more, man. I didn't cap for Quentin Grimes and Cam Reddish the whole fucking summer. Man. It's about to be training camp, so
yeah, it's time to go. We done like I said, we done shed blood literally on these conversations, man. So we done did it already, man. All summer, people like to clown us too. Say, man, there ain't no games. Why y'all always talking? Well, listen, man. Like we did a lot of talking. It's time for these guys to play now. So let the cream rise, man. Let whoever's supposed to be there, let them do what they do.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah.
Shout out to Randy Savage, man. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Yeah,
elite promos. And last thing is CAA mafia. He's definitely right, and I got that same ideology when it comes to like culture and professional basketball. I never believed that the coach makes the culture. I never believed that the management makes the culture. I believe that it's the players, and everybody else falls in line. For example, like Stephen Curry, he's Golden State. Like the culture starts with him. He's very unselfish. He does not need to play on ball. He's not ball dominant, which is crazy to me. He could play on ball, off ball, but he's a wholesome player. You just gotta love Curry, and that's their culture. So when I look at the Knicks, who sets the culture? Yeah. Now next season, I got to look at RJ Barrett and Jalen Brunson. Yeah. I'm not really looking at Randle to set no culture because I know that's not his role. He should never be nobody who you want setting your culture. He should be somebody that's following the culture, somebody who's riding along the bus. Yeah. No disrespect to him, but that's what I see for him. So hopefully RJ and Brunson, they got to show up, man, big time.
Yeah, for how great Curry is, man. You see him getting on guys, he's doing the work. So listen, I'm working, man. So you guys got to work too. But if he sees that they're not working, you've seen Curry blow up plenty of times, going crazy, out of character blowing up, because sometimes you just need to do that. Like I said, people see me acting a certain way or whatever, but there's a reason behind it. Because I mean, like you can go crazy, whatever, but there's a message behind something that I'm saying. So I mean, there's a way to get the point across. So many different ways, man. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what culture is about. That's why I still like blame 30 for a lot that happened last season. Because when you're the best player, like you set the culture, like the culture was kind of messed up. Because like you're complaining, you're whining.
Look at this shit. I mean, we always posting this picture. Look at the score.
That shit.
Look at this
You're
score.
winning, fam. Like, come on, bro. Like, you cannot be that stressed.
It was a tough game, too. That was a tough game. And this is how the energy was is at the end. It's like,
I think that game, I think he went like 1 for 4 or something like that. I think he played horrible on offense.
Yeah, he did.
But I think everything else, I think he had like 16 rebounds, 8 assists, like a block, 2 steals. Look at the my 21-year-old should not be looking at the 27-year-old like, what the fuck is going on with you, bro?
Yeah, it's a disconnect. There's definitely a disconnect with that. So I mean, that's what guys need to focus on. Don't worry about if somebody's hating on you and all this other stuff, or you don't know how hard he works. You're gonna see how hard he works. Listen, man, get off of that bullshit, man, and just get your shit together.
Yep.
Just play ball, man. Come on.
Yep. So I'm officially like done with the Donovan talks. I'm done with stuff that happened this past summer. Shout outs to Ralph. What's up, Brody? It's time to move on. I don't think the Knicks are going to make another move within the next 2 weeks. We got training camp coming up, so I'm pretty sure me and you is going to be putting that foot on the speed pedal real soon. So let's see. Let's see. I think the one biggest story, I want to know what's your biggest story out of training camp, before training camp. And mine's is Randle was a bit too much in a photo. That's funny. Mine's is Quentin Grimes and Cam Reddish. What's happening there? I got to see it. So
you talking about question marks for the season?
So no question marks for like training camp, like the instant like question, like your first question for training camp. Mine's is like Quentin Grimes and Cam Reddish. Yeah. What the fuck? What we doing with that? I want to see play.
My big question is Jalen Brunson for real? That's my thing. Is he for real? What I mean by that is just like, he comes from that winning in Villanova, and they got like, there's a mystique about him, whatever. We finally got a point guard here. Everybody's so happy about that. We finally got a point guard.
Yeah.
Now we got him. Now we got him. Now, once the ball goes up, I want to see. We're gonna know really, really quick.
Oh, first game.
Yeah, definitely by the end of the first quarter, we're gonna know everything we need to know.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Somebody said to me on Twitter, "Yo, State, you can't overreact to the first preseason game." of the Knicks. I say, yo, listen, motherfucker.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You don't even know what you're talking about here, man.
First of all,
You new to this, man.
yeah.
You know how the Knicks season going
Yeah.
from like the first game of the real regular season, from the first 5 games, or the first 10 games. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say the first 10 games, you'll know how the Knicks season is going, but you'll know how the rotations is going from preseason on. So I'm gonna be overreacting to preseason because I want to see. I really want to see, bro. Like I want to see.
Yeah. So this is my last time I'm gonna say something. I'm about to. I appreciate you coming in and stuff like that. But greatest power forward in Knick history. Just right off the bat, you could say Charles Oakley, right? Another person too. You want to talk about stats and stuff? Bob McAdoo. So I don't even got to say nothing else. You got another guy in the rafters. His name is Dave DeBuscher. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Oh, he being disrespectful then.
Hey, now I appreciate the super chats and hanging out with us and stuff. Come back, I appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up and stuff on all that. Subscribe too, so you can know when we're coming on and all this. But come on, man, you talking to Knicks fans. You ain't talking to a bunch of casuals. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see, man. I'm excited.
He said take your time and name 5 guys better than my Julius Randle. I just named a couple.
Oh, come on, man. You see what I said earlier about when Knicks fans cap for Knicks players?
Yeah.
This is a prime example.
Yeah.
So when we said like Randle literally has a chance to you see it right there. Randle has a chance to be a Knicks legend, like literally.
Yeah, we done said that so many times, so I don't know why he's saying that. We said it so many times.
Literally, he's just emotional and he plays soft.
Yeah.
So, what you want me to say? Like, you want me to cap for him and say 20, 10, and 5? No, those are bullshit numbers. And Eru knows, like, I don't take no stock into the almighty 4th seed. So since I don't take stock into that season, I disregard those numbers from every single Knicks player from that season. You could ask Eru count on his hands how many times I brought up RJ Barrett shooting 40% from 3 that season.
Yeah.
Come on.
Let me pull something up. I already devoted a whole pod to this already. But I'm gonna put this on the screen just for perspective, don't you want to live forever? That's what I keep saying. You want to live forever? You think you're this, you think you're that. But I mean, like, look, this is Knicks retired numbers, yo. Dick Barnett, 15 points, in 600 games and 2-time champion as a Knick. You know what I'm saying? 16 points per game, 9 seasons with the Knicks, 2-time NBA champion. Dick McGuire, 8 points, 5 assists. You know what I'm saying? These guys, those numbers there, those are not 20, 10, and 5.
Nope.
But what is greatness to you? What does it mean to be great? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Get your shit together, man. Cut the bullshit. You're not talking to no fucking casuals, man.
Yep. And yeah, it's crazy like how you could be a Knick Law and average 8 points.
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? Like it's never about the points. Like even Willis Reed, 19 points, 13 rebounds. I think Julius Randle for his Knick past 4 years has been 20, 10, and 5. 20, 10, and 5 is objectively better than 19 points and 13 rebounds. But winning.
Yo, look at Bill Bradley, fam. 12.4 points per game and his numbers in the rafters.
Come on.
You want to talk about greatness? What we think what greatness is? This is greatness here. Champion, 2-time champion. Let's put things in proper perspective, man.
We don't even got to mention number 33.
Yeah, you ain't got no championships, but I mean, if you want to talk about it, 15 seasons, 15 seasons for the Knicks.
We don't even got to speak for that. It's just who do you want to be, right? Like we have a chance right now. Like you got a collection of young talent, and you got a guy who's in his prime, dead smacked in his prime, 28 years old, and Randle. You got a guy who's also entering his prime in Jalen Brunson. You got a chance right now to like really do something special. Even with RJ Barrett and those young guys, can you imagine if these guys was to win a chip next year those young boys, and all of their numbers will be retired. Are you shitting me? You wouldn't even have to play another game. You would eat free in the city for the rest of your life. like, like we'll see, man. We'll see if it's about winning. Because the reports also said like Thibodeau was trying to make Julius Randle pass the ball more, but Kenny Payne was bumping up Julius Randle's ego, saying that you were still a man. So I need to see, was Thibodeau really telling Randle pass the fucking ball, speed the offense up? Was he trying to coach him up, or was Randle being defiant? We will see this season. We will see. A lot of narratives will be put to bed this season for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. So I think we need to stop because we're gonna go another 2.5 hours, and then we'll be 5 hours in.
Yeah, because now they're getting into Walt Clyde Frazier should be a top 5 Knick all time. And we got you got to put up the Stitcher, the Apple Podcast, the Google Play, so they know where to find us. iHeartRadio, Player FM, tune in, Amazon Alexa, Spotify, of course Apple Podcast. Again, you can walk in your crib and say, "Oh, can y'all play Die Hard State of Mind?" It will definitely pop up on your Alexa. Yeah. Appreciate Knicks fans, man. Y'all guys is a great fan base, and it's nothing like no other. Honestly, and shout out, I hope that's the real Kenny Payne. I hope that's
that would be dope.
Because if that's the real Kenny Payne, that'd be dope. That'd be dope.
Yeah, hit if that's real Kenny Payne, hit us up in the DMs, man.
But
shout out to Kenny Payne. He said that. Remember, he said that ill stuff about Dolan and stuff like that about him going to, to Louisville. It was a big. That was a big thing that he said there about the reason why he went there and the blessing that he got from Dolan. Shit.
And it's crazy because Dolan told him all the right things. Like he told him everything somebody would want to hear. Like, ain't you the highest paid assistant in basketball? Like, yeah. Like, ain't you in the biggest market in America? Like, yeah. Like, and Kenny Payne broke it down to him, and the fact that like I felt like it was genuine that Kenny Payne said like Dolan like shed a tear and stuff like that, because that tells me Dolan has compassion. It's the same dude that paid for Tyson Chandler to go see his grandmother when she was sick back in the day, and we paid for a private plane for him to leave games and go see his grandmother. Like, this is the same guy that re-signed Carmelo Anthony. Like, come on now.
Salute the fake Kenny Payne.
Salute.
One last thing. I got to keep saying it. He said, listen, y'all gonna be wrong. How you're not listening? You're not listening because I'm saying, look, listen. One more time for the people in the back, right? Look at Dick McGuire. He averaged 8 points and 5 assists, in 530 games. Didn't win no championships. You know what I'm saying? Look at Dick McGuire, 15 points. Look at Bill Bradley. If Julius Randle averaged 12 points per game and we win a championship, this motherfucker could be up here.
That's a fact. Jersey retired and all. Jersey retired. That motherfucker could average 13 points next season. Is he passing the ball? Because literally, if he could change his mindset, it's just a mindset change.
Yeah, quick. Just a click.
Click. Oh, wait. I don't got to shoot the ball 20 times. I could just goon everybody. And just all I gotta do is just play defense, and just cut to the rim and pick my spot. Oh shit, I could do this.
Yeah.
Oh, I could do this. I don't need to see Randle pushing Cam Johnson and we lose in a game winner.
Yeah.
The fuck is that? I remember that day.
Yeah, get it together. Like, you don't gotta bust your ass. We can still win by 30 and you play a team game.
Yeah, come on. It can happen. Come on, it could definitely happen. I mean, people say it couldn't happen for Melo, but they want Melo to pass it to Jeremy Lin and Tony Douglas.
I'm telling you, that's a whole nother 2 hours.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Yo, I'll let y'all, man. Even, man, I appreciate it.
No doubt, man. Good hanging out with you again, man. Definitely. Yeah, peace, y'all. I'm trying to find the freaking and broadcast one. There it goes. All right, y'all. Peace, man. Good to see you guys. Peace and love.